Y'all, Faise, get him in here. It's about to go down. And the ancestors are looking out for us. God Hayes is exposing them, man.
Okay, you see that chair right there? See how big it is?
Yeah.
Now look at the Pope chair under it. Scroll down, look at the Pope chair under
Never have it been made so clear.
Young TV. Young
We running the game right now.
Young TV.
Time to take over.
Young
We the hottest in the game. Hit that like, hit that subscribe button. If you just not tuned in.
TV.
Share, like on your Instagram, Facebook.
Young TV.
If you tuned in, we broadcasting live from 2030, baby.
Young TV. Young
Taking over the game, baby. Oh yeah.
Young TV.
Hit that like.
Young TV.
Get them likes up in the air, you heard me?
Young TV.
Ride by. Hotel Islam.
Young TV.
Assalamu alaikum. Flown lesson. Peace.
Young
Be unto you.
TV.
Hit that like.
Hey, if you're new to the channel, hit that like, hit that subscribe button. And keep in mind, like I told everybody, we check all the comments. So if you come in and you say some mean stuff, we're going to block you. So if I don't see your comments, that means you got blocked. You know what I'm saying? You said something mean about Big Mama, mean about Faise or Raw, anybody that come on our channel, we blocked you. So don't feel bad. You know what I'm saying? Hey, y'all, while y'all coming in here, let me show y'all this flyer. It's about to go down, man, because everybody was wondering. Let's show you. All right, yeah, keep in mind, Faise One got 10 books out right now, right? Working on the 11th book right now, right? If you want to get those 10 books, what you would do is send a cash app, any amount of cash app to Play for Change, right? And then leave your emails in the links. Be sure to leave your emails because we ain't gonna know you want the books unless you leave the email. Now, if you order the books and you haven't received them in your main email, check your spam because it could be sometime it go to the spam account for some reason. All right, and if you already got the books, if you want to show us some love and on the 144K fundraiser, and you see what we're doing with the music, right? You see what we're doing with the music, right? Be sure to go subscribe to Faise One page, right? And we're gonna we got the cash app posted in the pin if you want to get those books and things. But what we're doing with the fundraiser, you see, we just put out the Black History Month, right? We up to 15,000 plays on there. We got 100,000 plays on the little baby. We got 200 and go check out this right here because this ties into this tape. Go check out the Letter to Sexy Red, right? And also we got the Drake track. You want to go check out that Drake track right here, the Dragon, right? These two tapes tie into that tape, tie into this class too as well. So go check that out. Go subscribe and get it cracking over there. But that F Black History, you need to go check that out. Right? We at what we at now? We at I think we at about 15,000, 16,000 plays on it. So yeah, go check that out. That's the music. And like I said, we got the books as well. We pretty much cornering the market right now. So like I say, if you want to just show us some love, because we saying independent, right? Faise One is a platinum artist right now. We got over 1 million plays or more right now. So about to be multi-platinum artists here soon. So keep that in mind. And we stand underground. So if you want to show us some love and support us with the studio time and that right there until we can get everything set up, show us some love at Play for Change Cash App, right? We're going to make them quick announcements while we got Faise backstage. Right? So go check out that music. And it's already in the link in the descriptions, the 2 tapes we want you to check out, and check out that Black History Month. Yeah, we're coming in to talk about Drake, and Faise gonna go in on that about Drake and Sexy Red, because we're like, man, why would Drake, $100 million dude, go and pretty much hook up with Sexy Red? And then if you look at the video, stay in the video holding the baby like a purse. They like I said, they promote babies as accessories nowadays. They promoting the babies as accessories. They wearing the color, the blonde hair. Keep in mind, in the Bible, in Leviticus chapter 13, verse 30, it goes in to talk about blonde hair being a curse. Keep in mind, blonde hair is a curse. That's not natural. Most people got dark colored hair because it's the melatonin. When you see people with blonde hair, it's because of the lack of melatonin. And it goes all the way back to Caucasus Mountain where they got the blonde hair and the blue eyes. Right? So they promoting the different colors of hair, which is this is all the image of the beast. Right? It's the image of the beast, man. They living in the image of the beast. That's the you go to Revelations of the Injil, where they talk about these people living in the image of the beast. And so now I guess they hook Drake up with Sexy Red, and Drake, you know, kind of Drake, you gotta know a little bit about his background. His dad is from Memphis, so he got that one little side. I guess he got this thing about ghetto girls, because it's like the second or third time he did this. And then another thing, I believe that they using this to promote that shit. Drake is one of the biggest artists, and then they put Drake with Sexy Red and the pit to blow her up more, so she can promote this shit to the youth, to the young girls. So it's getting out of hand, it's getting crazy. But what that baby though, because you got to keep in mind, I can't wait till Faise come in and see what he gonna say on this. I don't want to say too much because I don't know what Faise gotta say, but this chick, it just shocked me that Drake hooked up with this girl, and I believe the way they looking, it could be an act, because you know how I believe Drake got a little sugar in his shoes. He got a little sugar, man. I'm telling you, and he got too high up in the industry. He done been to one of them parties. No, Diddy, he done been to one of them Diddy parties. I'm telling you, or them Birdman parties. He done been to one of them parties, man. I'm telling you. So you know how they get down. Yeah, you got Faise backstage. Hey, shout out, where you at? Where you at? Chicago. Where you at? Missouri, St. Louis, Kansas, San Diego. Where y'all at? We gotta lock that in. Oh, here go Faise right here. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, now banging to the stage. I am a good man. Hey, Faise. Hey, hey, Robert, they've been missing you, man. The people want to hear from you. This right here is a good one though, because they are promoting Drake and Sexy Red. They hooked these two people up, man. I'm trying to figure out why is that going down like that? Then in the video, she holding a baby like a purse. It's like they promoting babies like it's an accessory or something. Like a baby's just an accessory. It's like they really subliminally doing a lot of stuff, and they using Drake, like you say, he's the dragon. They're using the dragon to promote this shit. So hey, I guess I know you like to start with a question. I guess the first question for you is, what is this? Why would they hook Drake up with Sexy Red, man? What's the connection between them? Go ahead.
Right, that is a good question. Why? That's the first question you always ask. Why? You go back to 2023 when I was teaching on what was happening with Sexy Red, when I was speaking about the explosion of the natural hair and how the crown needed to come back for the melanin dominant women. If we were going to take this anywhere, all right, the melanin dominant women had to start coming back to their natural hair. All right, not as some fashion statement or wondering if men would accept them to be natural. It had nothing to do with the appearance. It had everything to do with the integral magnetic field that will be strengthened, okay, or brought about by them interacting with that sun or the solstice last year. You understand? And around that same time, I dropped the Rising Sun album where I explained about it. I had a song called 360 where I said, put this crown on. I'm trying to take you to the east side. I know a guy. We walked on water, we ain't turning wine. You know what I'm saying? Explaining a whole different type of science of El Tahuti, okay, or the one who first grabbed that pen to show people how they can take on that authority to bring about the realities they wanted to bring about. And if people were speaking about bringing about a new world, okay, or birth in a new nation or rebirth of a new nation, we wouldn't be able to do this without the women. So I was the one who was saying, look, this is all about the matriarch, and you're going to start seeing it show up in their celebrities. So Sexy Red was one of the first ones that immediately came around and confirmed that as she went on the Shade Room with her natural hair and spoke about her natural hair journey. You understand? So I put this in the song, Letter to Sexy Red, right? Where I said, that's how I found out who you were. Okay, but if you actually go listen to the beginning of the Letter to Sexy Red song, I explained that I was in a place called Views. Stay with me. All right. The place was called Views. It's an actual club in Atlanta. All right. I was with my sisters and her friends, right? Or my sister and her friends. We were in Views when I first figured out who Sexy Red was. On the way to Views, they were listening to Sexy Red's music. I still didn't know who that was. All I knew was the songs and all of the brash lyrics and everything that came with it. And that's why I said it wasn't even the lyrics that even bothered me. That they knew was, I said, sex sells. I said, and girls just want to have fun and lose their soul. I said, whatever Cyndi Lauper said, right? And I started to explain. So the point is, I said I was sitting in the Views. That wasn't just a bar. That was the actuality. That's when I actually figured out who she was, where I was asking her, who is that was doing all the songs that y'all were listening to? And my sister explained to me who she was. I said, that's who that is? Because I've been seeing her image, you know what I'm saying, all around social media. So it was the social media post from the Shade Room that actually showed me who she was with that natural hair. You understand? So I said, wait a minute, you want to see where I first figured out who you were? Because I had already seen the image and everything floating around. I said, it was on the Shade Room with your natural. I said, your crown was out, right? I said, not that my little opinion is bound to count, but you look better that way. For a second, I saw soul in you. You looked in that mirror with that glow and seen a soul, didn't you? Or I said, you looked in the mirror with that fro and seen a glow, didn't you? Right? And interestingly enough, the one who's called Glorilla came out recently, and they call her Glow for short. And she had her afro out doing the same thing, and she hit the Shade Room. You understand what I'm explaining to you? So around that time, I started to post this image of a woman who was pregnant. If you were there, you saw it. If not, you got to go find out about me. I was posting this image of a woman who was pregnant, right? And I was teaching the science of the Masonic emblem being a double X chromosome and all this other stuff. I was posting it on my page. As a matter of fact, I could go in my archives and show you, right? So this image of this woman being pregnant wasn't just the image. It was coupled with the R12. All right, I'm gonna see if I can go on my phone and show you. It was coupled with R12. And the question would be, why would I do that? First of all, why would I be talking about, you know what I'm saying, the Masonic emblem being double X chromosome? Why would I be speaking about Revelation chapter 12? Well, Revelation chapter 12 speaks about a woman who was pregnant. And guess who was there waiting to devour the child? None other than the dragon. They literally have a portion of the Bible called the woman and the dragon. So who is the dragon? Faise One already broke that down. He's Drake, literally Drake. I broke it down on any way they want to try to do it. They want to say, well, his name ain't Drake. I said, well, okay, go with the first name, Aubrey. It means Albrick, which means the ruler of the elves, or the elf ruler, elf, and then Rick is ruler. Okay, then you say an elf is a fallen angel, all right, and his middle name is Drake, which is the dragon, the fallen angel dragon, all right, and then you go to Graham. You say, what is Graham? A Graham is a message, okay? Graham always meant messages. So if you say Albrick, dragon, angel, messenger, it's saying the same thing. Elf, ruler, dragon, angel, fallen angel, ruler, dragon, angel. It's the same thing. His whole name says what his read is. And then he calls himself the sixth God, not just some sixth being or some sixth ether follower. All right, he's the sixth God. And had his son Adonis, interestingly enough, say that he was the daddy goat and drew the daddy goat image as some dog looking like the jackal out of the Omen movie, all right, or the Jal or Jackal, okay, out of the Omen movie, who gave birth to Damien, or who took place in the birth of Damien, right? He put him on the cover. You understand? So this, whatever you want to call him, this being has presented himself as the dragon in this reality, or Shaitan himself incarnate. People say, well, how you calling Drake the devil or Drake the dragon if the dragon ain't referring to a man? Well, you haven't read the book of Isaiah. Can you go read the book of Isaiah chapter 14 and you'll find they literally asked the question. They said, is this the man who shook the earth or caused the earth to tremble and shook kingdoms and wouldn't release the prisoners? It was something else that they put in there too. Wouldn't open the doors of the prison, right? Because I told you when I was supposed to go to Colorado, what did I see sitting on the side of the mountain? A big red dragon was sitting over there waiting on me to come over there. You know what I'm saying? I told you what Colorado means. Colorado literally means the color red. And if you go read Revelation chapter 12, verse 3, it tells you what the color of the dragon is. It's red. So if you're asking why is sexy red, 6 red, when you're saying sexy, you're literally saying 6 and you put a Y on it. And sex is the letter or the number 6 in Latin, right? You're saying sexy red, you're literally saying the 6th order, okay? Or the order of the 6, because red means 6. If you put an extra D on there, all right? Now go look at letter to sexy red and go look at my cover art and you'll see what I'm telling you. You put an extra D on there, it represents an order, all right? That 6th order or that sex order is already passed over. It's already passed. That's the order of sin or the order of Zuin. It's done. Sex order or Shaitan's order is fallen, okay? Which is what? Bab's pylon. So when we say Babylon is fallen, Bab's pylon or the gate of Bab, what does Bab mean? Set. Set's world is fallen. It's fallen. So when you see 6th order or sexy red, now that you understand that, or the order of Shaitan, or the order of the Sixites, or order of the Satanites, whatever you want to call them, aligned with the red dragon, you shouldn't be confused. It should make all the sense in the world that they will be teamed up. Because I showed you by using symbols, let me go to it real quick and see if I can pull this shit up. But I showed you through symbols that they were already in alignment. As a matter of fact, there was a prophecy put in my song, right? When I said, be careful, stay away from these devils, girl, be careful. They're going to milk you for that money, drain your spirit. They're going to stretch you, then replace you with the next you. How you run around like you Suki. Are you listening? Because it became Suki if you're paying attention, because they factored all this in to the music in their songs, right? Because they sampled the Rich Baby Daddy, which we'll get into that. The Rich Baby Daddy song, they sampled that song from a song that was called The Dog Days Are Over, or Dog Days Are Over. You understand? What was his album called? To All the Dogs. You understand? So the dog days are over. Do people even understand what he was saying? Does he even know what he's saying? Because as he sampled that song, it was called Florence Machine, by the way. Florence and Machine was the rock band. You think that's a coincidence? Because Florence is right there where Colorado, okay, listen, prison is, okay, ADX, AdMax, where they have Dr. Malachi York. Right there next to the dragon. And Florence is another word meaning flower, red flower. And what is that red flower? A rose. And you saw that rose literally in the music video. You understand? Everything all right? So that's the key thing. So let's look at it like, let me see if I can pull it up. 1 second. And I'm going to show you the image if I still got it up there. It's all in my archives. But you picking up on what I'm saying so far?
Oh yeah, you going in, man. You going in. You making the connections that I ain't think about. Cause yeah, Drake and the Dragon is all tied in, man. This is like subliminal right in our face. You know, everything is playing out.
Exactly. I'm trying to pull up the exact image. Matter of fact, one of the it's 2 images on my rehab book. There's a woman with her belly full. She's pregnant, and it's a shaded out image, and we'll get into that. And then there's a woman with it's brighter. It appears brighter. Okay, so one on the left and one on the right. All right, so if I can't find the actual woman with the child image, and I'll just go to the image on my book that used the exact same image. And then Sexy Red wound up coming out and announcing that she was pregnant. You understand? So I'm about to pull it up in a second. And the person who I would have had pull it up just walked out, so I was going to actually hand it over to her, but she walked out for a second. All right, so anyway, the bottom line is she's pregnant.
Actually,
go ahead.
Yeah. No, I was gonna say that some people was asking what's the baby's Drake baby, because he was all in the video, like at the hospital with her and everything, you know.
Yeah, I heard people asking that too.
Was it Drake baby? Because he had like he was baby, the dragon baby, you know.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. So she's pregnant in the music video, right? And in the music video, what is it called? Rich Baby Dad. She gives birth, okay, in the hospital. So if you go and read Revelation chapter 12, you'll see this, okay? It's just they flip the polarity on it, and I'll show you how they did it, okay? But in Revelation chapter 12, verse 2, it said that the woman was ready to deliver, and she screamed out because she was about to give birth, right? And in the Rich Baby Daddy music video, she literally did that. If you go and watch it, she screamed out. She called Drake, right? She was like, my water broke. She was prepared to deliver the child. And guess who was there? Drake, the dragon. You understand how these games are being played? And another thing that he did in the music video, which I thought was interesting, but you know, this is the elite speak, right? He put a crown on her head, all right? And when I seen him do that, I'm like, okay, that took you all the way back to Revelation 12 also, because they said that the woman had a crown of stars. It was 12 stars, right? He said, well, what does that have to do with anything? All you have to do is just look at the whole scenery. In the music video, she was surrounded by stars. You understand? They had little stars hanging from the ceiling. It was supposed to be some New Year's Eve party type setup, all right? But it was stars. So he put the crown on her head. She was pregnant with child. He was waiting there with her when the child was supposed to be born. All of it was written as Revelation chapter 12, okay? Now, it's hard for me to find this shit because, you know, I have to literally look at it, but let's see. Let's go to where I did the language of Illuminati. I don't know if you can see it, right? But it might cut it out. But you see where it's language of Illuminati? Let me see if I can scroll in on it.
Yeah, I see it right there.
It got like the Masonic G off to the side, right? You probably can't see it well because of the screen.
Yeah, you can't see that very good, but yeah.
The woman,
I can see it though.
Yeah, the woman's pregnant, bottom line. All right, this post was posted August of last year, all right? And I posted that same image a bunch of times before that post. My point was just to bring it up to show you that this ain't something new. I've been speaking about this phenomenon. You understand? I've been speaking about that time, and I warned Sexy Red in the song Letter to Sexy Red, right? Now, if you've been walking with me, you should understand that the Letter to Sexy Red isn't just to her alone, okay? It's to everybody. It ain't too Sexy Red. You might seem like it the same way Letter to Little Baby ain't just to letter, it's to everybody. All of these letters that I'm writing is actually a call to action for everybody to wake up. You understand? So the question is, what was the letter to Sexy Red? And I explained it, okay? Since we have it already, that the sixth order, okay, is Sexy Red, then what letter would rectify that order? You understand? That letter would be none other than G, okay, which helps you to set up the whole science of what we actually speaking about. So the G would be like the green light movement that I came out and was supposed to be the 9th month of November, but they made it be the 11th month. But in all actuality, 9 is November. Okay, you go look that up. The 9, I introduced the science of the green light. And from the science of the green light, which is that G that sits there in the center, all right, we were supposed to be taking all of that science into that world, okay, and affecting the 6th realm or the 6th ether-led world, all right, by that green light. This has already been done when that 7th seal was open, by the way. We're going to get around to that. In 1970, when Dr. Malachi Z. York came forth with the green light. Okay, so the letter to Sexy Red is a G. The letter to Little Baby is a G. I even broke down that the baby, it sits right there in Babylon or Babylon or Babylon. You understand? And I asked the question in a song, if you think I'm just saying stuff, you're going to be Dominique or demonic. You understand? Where I told you that the word Dominic brought you around to a word meaning a Lord. All right, so you're going to walk in the order of the Most High as one of our lords, or you're going to work with the owl or Baal or Pa'al, which is Baal. Okay, even phonetically, when you say Baal or Baal, you're saying owl. Okay, the owl. Are you with me? So Sexy Red, as a person, people might be thinking, okay, why would you be speaking to her? No, it's not a person. It's a whole world of people that I'm speaking to. Are you with me? So the reason why they appeared together, first of all, they had to. They ain't had no choice. The same reason why people try to figure out why certain things are happening with these celebrities and these stars, they have to do that. You know what I mean? You've been having a conversation about Chiefs for the past 3 months. You trying to figure out why the Chiefs won still? You know what I mean? You still trying to figure out why they went up against the 49ers? You know what I mean? When you say the 49ers, you take you all the way back to the California gold rush. All right? Why was it gold rush? It could have been anything. But I told you the sun was speeding up, and gold was always a symbol of the sun. Okay? Even in ancient Egypt. All right? 49ers. What is 4 plus 9? 13. What is 13? The letter M. What is the M? The matriarch. What were y'all talking about with this matriarch shit? The Chiefs. Okay, it's so easy to read if you just look at it. I'm teaching you the language of the Illuminati. They talk about the Super Bowl. What is the Super Bowl? The Super Bowl is the woman when she's pregnant, the firmament. I even explained that to you, that is the matriarch, the firmament called Rakia. The Rakia is what was sat on top of your planet. And no one was supposed to be able to go past it unless they had the key. So you needed the key, literally, to get past that vault. That's what the word firmament meant, a vault. So as you see on the cover of my book, Rehab, which I explained to you that Rahab was actually one of the people that appeared in the story of the walls of Jericho. Are you with me? When they had to, Joshua sent 2 spies in, and those 2 spies sought refuge in Rahab's home or house, okay, before it was time to tear those walls down in Jericho. Are you with me? So look on the cover of Rahab and read it. Read that I put the sun right there. Read that the woman is with child in there. Read that she's submerged in water, and see if you can see the red rose on the front cover of that book. And ask yourself this question: why did they put the red roses on the table in the music video for Rich Baby Daddy? All of these things have to align, is what I'm explaining to you. Are you with me? Even when they got in the hospital, okay? When they got in the hospital after her water broke, and why is water important? Water is important because they literally mentioned that the serpent was there spewing forth water in the book of Revelation chapter 12. Okay, and the earth had to open up and swallow the water to protect the woman. Remember, she had to leave and flee into the wilderness to be protected from the serpent. Be careful, you understand, about these devils or shaitans or ops, okay, that prey on you and your children. Okay, I'm not speaking to just her alone, because remember, they coming for the children anyway. They want to read to the children in dragon hour, okay, in drag attire. Why do they call it drag? Okay, and if it has no relation, then explain to me why they literally look like dragons when they dress up to read in front of them. They dress up with the horns sticking out of their head and everything. Why do they do that? Okay, it's all alluding to that dragon called Daranim. All right, so the whole purpose of the cover of Rehab was to explain that story. So they used the roses. Roses also appears as a symbol that's associated with a being or a character in the story of the Bible, Mary Magdalene. Are you with me? Mary Magdalene and her roses. And they'll even tell you historically that a lot of people believed that the woman in that story was supposed to be referring to Mary. You understand? Either Mary as in the mother Mary or Mary Magdalene, which it depends on which library you're looking into. British Library said that Jesus had a child on the way. And nobody wanted to tell about that. Nobody wants to speak about the fact. They even put it in the movies. What was the movie? Angels and Demons, I think it was. Or it was another one. It was Angels and Demons. It was another movie that was coupled with that. What was that other movie? It was the Da Vinci Code. Okay? But in one of these movies, they were explaining that Jesus had a bloodline and they wanted to keep it hidden. Okay, so some people thought it was Mary Magdalene, some people thought it was Mary, and some people think it's other things, you know what I'm saying? But it's a lot of things. And interestingly enough, even the dragon itself could be referred to as, or the red dragon could be referred to as China, or vice versa. Some people call China the dragon, or literally, politically speaking, the red dragon. You understand? But it also has a sun on it. So stay with me. So we have the sun, because remember in the beginning, literally, as soon as you start reading Revelation chapter 12, they say that the woman was clothed with the sun. If you go and look through my post or find that video where I talk about that woman, you're going to see the woman there and you're going to see the sun there. Are you with me? The woman was clothed with the sun. In the music video, there's another being called Scissor. All right. Her name is actually Solana. Solana. All right. Guess what Solana means? Just take a wild one. You see the word solar right there. Solano.
Yeah.
It means sunshine or sunny or the sun. Go look it up. Okay, so Scissor, who's on the song, appears in the music video. The water breaks and she says, "Go get Solana. Help me, go get Solana." Right? So the dragon is there. Solana, the sun is there. The woman is there with child. Are you with me? And when they go into the hospital, explain to me why there's a sun as one of the balloons. They have the clouds there. All right. They have the sun there. Okay. As one of the balloons that literally supposed to be like the gift for Sexy Red as she's giving forth this child. Or bringing forth this child, who, that's why I tell you that the polarity was flipped, by the way. It wasn't a male child. In Revelation chapter 12, they spoke of a male child, but this child was supposed to be a girl. And that girl was supposed to be named what? China. And what is a symbol of China? A dragon. You could make it up, but we don't got time for that. And then what year are you in when I'm breaking all of this down to you? The year of the dragon. And I told you Drake was a dragon. In my song, 9th Hour, to let you know where we was at. All right, that hour hasn't passed away, so don't think that I'm telling you it's passed, because that hour doesn't pass without all of these things having come to, all right, fruition. All right, in the 9th Hour song, I said, what? Drake is not the GOAT. No, he's the dragon. I literally said it. And then Drake goes to one of these people who they whole get up, they whole attire, setup, and everything is the dragon. You understand? They do dragon faces, dragon outfits. Next thing you know, Drake pop out on stage. All right, dressed with this big dragon spine. And you don't understand why he did that? The same reason why I asked you, don't you see when we came on here, we broke down about the first person shooter music video, and he had the Spider-Man thing going, and I said, I don't care if it's Spider-Man. I said it in my music video, then he wound up being Spider-Man, right? Then he had the he had the 44 on his shirt. I said, I know what that is. That's .44 caliber. The .44 caliber associated with the story of David Berkowitz. And David Berkowitz was influenced or encouraged by a demon, he said, called Sam Carr. And on Drake's album cover, you see the S for Sam, and you see a little car with an S on it, Sam Carr. All right. Then you saw the BW, and the BW was what? Berkowitz. All right, David Berkowitz. And they call him the 44 caliber. And then he had the number 44 on the shirt. They can't run from this decoding. There's no running from this. Listen, I'm a walking gematria. I never needed to read none of the scales. Nothing like, listen, we read the reality and we listen when the mother talks. Okay? We understand how the water is speaking that you call Metu Nectar. All right? Or the God word or the word of God or the speech of the divine ones or the Najab or the overseers. You with me? So that's to answer your question is because they had to. They had to appear because these are the signs of the stars in the heavens. All right? Remember, these stars are celebrities. Is what you call them here. All right? And the heavens is up there in those ranks. Okay? As idols. All right? Which is why it takes us why I'm telling people, y'all better be cautious in watching because these people are casting spells daily. They've been casting spells. And anytime they're collaborating, they're bringing two star forces together. All right? You need to look out and try to figure out what is it that, like when they had the Future and Juice WRLD come together, they said they're going to put the world on drugs. And nobody scratched their head and wonder what that meant. And I explained to you what it meant because to dupe somebody means to trick somebody. Didn't I explain that? And to dope somebody is to dupe them. And to trick them is to be the dope. And you put the world on drugs, you can deceive the whole world. All right? That's taking you right to Revelation 12. Again, where they said that there was a dragon there. And that dragon or that old serpent or that devil had deceived the whole world. But what happened to him? He was cast down. All right? Interestingly enough, you got people making videos, comedy videos about Drake and his tomb. All right? And Drake know all about magic. Don't let them fool you. Don't let these people trick you. Drake know everything there is to know about voodoo, however you want to say it, hoodoo, whoever did it. All right? Drake know everything there is to know about it. He put it in his music. Okay? Even when they had the song called Controller, he's like, OT, OT, never much fun when we go OT, or never much love when we go OT, interestingly enough. All right? When you say OT, that's the word no in Yoruba. Okay? So he was speaking in Yoruba, but they'll cloak it and say, no, he's just saying OT, OT, as in OT. No, OT is no. And Wiz was on the damn song. The Wiz, whoever the Wiz kid nigga is, he on the song. He's associated with the Yoruba shit. You know what I'm saying? So he know everything. And if he don't know nothing about voodoo or voodoo, he would never said it in his lyrics, but he said it in his lyrics. But he was like, what? He said, a lot of voodoo spells on my life. You know what I'm saying? It don't work, but they try it all the time or something like that. You know what I'm saying? So he put it all in his music. He know everything there is to know about it. But what is a voodoo or voodoo? A voodoo is an idol. You understand? So we telling you to cast down your idols. We telling you now, cast down your idols. All of you who are looking up to the dragon or looking up to Six and the Red Forces or Doja and the cats, the Azazilians, okay, because Doja Cat, the cat is Azazel. Go watch the Fallen movie. They showed you that. Okay, go watch the Alice in Wonderland movie. They showed you that with the Cheshire Cat. Go watch the X-Men movie so you can see how Cheshire Cat was able to appear and disappear, and Azazel in the X-Men movie was able to appear and disappear. Azazel is that cat. So Doja Cat, all right, is also one of the fallen ones. I said that, people thought I was crazy. Then I came and said, look, she came out with that demon song, all right, or demons, whatever the hell shit was, how my demons look, okay? Then she said she wanted to paint the town what color? All this was last year, red. Then she appeared with a whole bunch of beings in that red aura or that blood on stage, okay? In the same year that they were pushing for Sam Smith, who came in all red for the Grammys, which I call the Penta Grammys. All right. And they had Rihanna performing for the Super Bowl with all red on, channeling set. Okay. So this is the same war. We've been exhibiting the same thing, showing you the same thing since Tupac and the Bad Boys and even before then. Where I said in the 9th hour song, I said, you got Puff burning sage. I said, is the Bad Boys in trouble finally? And every dog has his day. So what does that say about Drake? You understand? You got to see what I really be saying in this music to show you what war is taking place. Why is Puffy the Bad Boys? And what does Puffy mean? What was the being that huffs and puffs other than the wolf? The dragon. Go watch the movie Shrek. Where the red dragon, listen, the dragon was red and was huffing and puffing and blowing fire out into the world. Are you with me? And Shrek was green. You understand what I'm explaining to you? So the key thing for people in Shrek had to fight the dragon or tame the dragon. Same thing. They had a dragon in chains in the movie. Okay, remember, dragon is supposed to be cast down into the bowels or into the pit. Okay, and that was going to be their punishment for them to serve out that sentence. Iblis and the rest of his fallen ones. All right, so look at all these stars in Hollywood or Hollow's Wood. Okay, or the tree of the hollow beings. All right, not the holy ones, a whole different group. Because you got the holy people, and then you got the hollow beings. All right, the ones who come through that hollow, all right, is a whole different group. Those are the ones who are associated with the dark side, as they call it, or the death beings, or the red beings, or the Amalite beings. And you have them holy ones. So like I explained in my books, you got Lotus, which of the lowly, all right, as in El Quran, when we said get down from it, we cast Iblis down. We said you are of the lowly, not of the highly, or of the most high. Okay, or the most high that has a high position that no matter how hard you try to get to it, you ain't gonna reach it. You understand? If you read the holy tablets, and I know the brother Young Elder puts a link here. Okay, there was a story in the disagreeableness chapter where you had Nakash, or the disagreeable one, Halal, all right, appearing and getting upset because he wasn't able to reach the ranks of the Anunnaki who were up there, like Kadmon and Eve were able to reach. You understand? So he had an issue with them. So he hated the fact that because they would prostrate together, Kadmon and Eve, or Hawa, would prostrate together. So he said Kadmon, you're saying Adam. And when you're saying Hawa, you're saying Eve. So Adam and Eve, or Kadmon and Hawa, would prostrate together. All right. And it was very powerful. It kept Nakash, as they called him, away, or the serpent away. He wasn't able to attack when they were in alignment with each other. You understand? So he hated that. And he literally was saying, yo, there's no sound that I hate more than hearing mankind or human beings or the humans, all right, uttering forth the tones of Eliun, Eliun, El. All right. And so the rest of the people asking, they say, yo, why is it, these beings were asking, why is it that there's a repetition of Eliun? Why do you say Eliun, Eliun, El? Why twice? You understand? And he was explaining, he said it means his pride has gotten the best of him. Right? And Kadmon was listening, and he was like, yo, that's blasphemy. Key word, stay with me. Right? He was like, that's blasphemy. So he started Kadmon, Adam started popping his shit. He was like, nigga, that shit don't mean pride and got the best of him. It means, nigga, that the most high is already the highest. You are never going to reach that. So we want to pop our shit and put another most high on it to say that this is the most high that you ain't going to ever reach. And it fucked with the devil head that Kadmon was able to stand on business about that shit. Like, nah, nigga, you can't reach this level. You can't get up here to where we at. You're of the lowly. You know what I'm saying? And it fuck with them. So when we say of the lowly, we know what we're talking about. The lotus, the ones who are asleep. All right, go look up what a lotus does. It puts you to sleep in all actuality. Like Kamala name means sleep. And how Sleepy Joe is associated with Kamala. And they both talking about sleep. And in that same chapter, I dare you to go look at it. It was, I can't remember what the exact, but it's called disagreeableness. All right, I can't remember the actual number. But go look into the disagreeableness. As you read from that story, you're going to hear or read Dr. Malachi York quote Corinthians chapter 15, verse 55. And I've been talking about it. He quotes it in the Holy Tablets by those who had to be raised incorruptible, and said that not everybody was going to sleep, but everybody would be changed. Are you with me? He quotes it. So he's going back around to Sleepy Joe, all right, and Kamala versus Trump, because there was a trump that had to be blown, where he speaks about the angel of death as Israel, or Yoriel, and the rest of these other beings who are Azrael, all right, who was associated with death and these other fallen angels, like Raphael. He speaks about them also. You understand it? So the key thing for people to remember is when these stars do things, it ain't by accident. We said we're going to show you signs, Luke 21:25, in the sun, in the moon, and in the stars. All right? So if you're paying attention to how stars are, okay, constellation-wise, all right, you can read what's happening in your reality. So look at how these stars group together as a constellation and read what's happening in your reality. Why is she pregnant, or was she pregnant? Well, the tone of the name given as China, okay, and why does that associate with the dragon? Why are we in the year of the dragon? Why is this the 8th year? What does this have anything to do about? You know what I'm saying? What you got for me? Any questions so far? Because we're about to get into the holy people and the hollow people.
Oh, yeah.
What you got?
Oh, yeah, I got a question. Now, Drake is, I think he's about to be a gatekeeper after they came after Diddy, and Diddy won't step down. But Drake, I forgot what I was going to say because my son called me and I had to translate to where they can go pick him up real quick.
It's a lot of shit moving. It's a lot of distraction on this one. But
but it's all good though. It's all good. I got them squared away. We're going now. Yeah. So this is what I was going to ask you. Yeah, this is what I was going to ask you. Now Drake, by him, if that baby is his baby, then what does that mean? Like the baby up for sacrifice? Because she was handling that baby in the hallway, like kind of like a purse, man. Like
yeah, I don't think the baby in the video was
real
her baby until the last scene.
Yeah.
But if you pay attention, I think the baby at first was wrapped in blue, but the
Mhm.
child actually came out as a girl, and she was wrapped in pink in the last scene. Go look at it, all right, and make me a truth teller. So it appeared as a boy at first, okay, as a male child, but the polarity was flipped and it was a girl. All right. Now, as far as what it means, it's still the same story. Now, what they're going to do with the baby, I have no idea. But I already explained to you. We came on here, we did the sexy red sacrifice. Okay. So just keep watching the scene. You're going to understand what all of this means. So the point of it being the child has been birthed. You feel what I'm saying? This whole thing, listen, let me tell you something. Nobody would have been able to break this down. Nobody would have been able to show you step by step how Drake the Dragon is going to play out just like Revelation 12. There's only one thing that hasn't happened yet. There's only one more thing that hasn't happened yet. The dragon does not prevail. It has to be cast down. Now, let me ask you this question. What do you think? I just want you to say it. What do you think the name of the neighbor was for Drake? Guess what his name was. Just take a wild guess.
The name of Samael.
Nah, what was his neighbor name? Who knows? Just take a wild guess. We've been saying the name all last year.
Trying to think.
We got Drake the Dragon.
What is his name?
Who was the neighbor up there with him? Michael.
Okay.
Michael.
Man, get up out of here.
I ain't going no damn way.
What?
Michael.
Well, they playing high power alchemy on this shit.
I ain't playing. Check this out. Remember, I tell you, once you get the game controller in your hand and the pen in your hand, you write this shit. Drake said out of his mouth, Mike. He was like, yo, Mike, there go my Mike. There go my neighbor Mike right here. Michael right here. Big Mike was good.
No, I seen it. Yeah. Hey, it's a video he just put out like about a couple days ago, right? Yeah. I seen that shit. Oh,
on you. Because did it Killer Mike? Listen to what I'm saying. Did it Killer Mike just win album of the year? Right. And didn't Mike or Killer Mike have to go up against the Dragon, who also had an album? You know what I mean? And they had the Her Loss. Pay attention. The Her Loss album. Okay? They dropped the music video for Rich Baby Daddy on February 14th. Okay? The same day that the One Love movie was supposed to be dropping for Bob Marley. You understand what I'm explaining to you? There's a war taking place. It ain't something that people should be able to, you know what I'm saying, evade. All they got to do is open their eyes and they'll be able to see it. So why would he say his name is Michael? Because he right there. And he just was talking about going up against Michael for the #1 spot on Billboard for the most hits or the most strikes, like what you do in a war. Drake versus Michael. But remember, Michael won. The Dragon didn't prevail. So don't be surprised. Because there's another thing that comes after that. The Dragon is cast down. You understand? So it should be clear. What else you got from me? Like I said, they had the polarity flipped from the son to the daughter. All right, and now it's a daughter, and her name is China, which is also symbolic of that great dragon.
Hey, man, so so what's the like? Okay, I know they promoting like try to play games with the NGL, but like what's like the alchemy on this? What are they saying? Like what are they saying? Like overall, are they trying to reverse the spell or cast the spell? Because that's what they're doing. And I bet you it was some high power witches on that video shoot that was choreographing that shit, man. Because it's too many fucking. It lines up too perfect with Revelations, man. How you played it out, how you just explained it. Like that, when I went back and played the video in my mind as you was talking and you was breaking it down, I said, "Damn, man, this shit is crazy." Like, man, like how she was talking to him. She was talking to Drake, like you know, she got this ghetto type personality, right? And Drake, she was like telling him, "Oh, my watch broke. My watch broke. I wonder what that was all about." And she's like, "Oh, you got to call somebody for this watch." And then the chick come in and they call Drake stupid, right? At the bed. And they said, We got to get
Yeah,
up
she
out
was
of
saying,
here. And they leave to go somewhere.
yeah, she was saying her water broke.
Yeah.
And she told him
Man, bro,
to call
this shit is crazy.
Solana and Scissor. That's what I just wrote down. Right? So Solana,
Yeah, you did, yeah.
the one who said, "Are you fucking stupid?" You know what I'm saying? Because he was recording, but all that's scripted, right? He's like, "I'm trying to capture the moment." All that's scripted. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So then they shot the rest of the music video in the hospital. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But that's all of it is on you. So you asking, what are they saying? Here's what I'm trying to explain to you. We're writing this. This is that time where we show you, listen, we say something's going to be, and it becomes it. And once you see how much of it is lining up, we asking, what else do you need to see?
Right.
What else do you need? You understand? When we decode something for you and show it to you and say, all right, now do you get it? You see how I made the name Michael be the name of 2023?
Right.
And Michael won just like I said it would. And I had an album called Michael myself. And in the end of the music video, there was Denzel from the Fallen movie saying, Mike, go listen to it. And then Drake has a video and he's calling out Mike, saying it the same way.
Yeah, right.
Right. Source music video, and why did the source feature the sun? You understand? And also an umbrella. And why was Killer Mike walking with the umbrella? You know what I mean? They had the umbrella with him when it was being announced that, you know what I'm saying, he won and he got into an altercation, more fighting.
Yeah.
Also, why is Ye coming back out now? Popping on what's going on with the Israelite situation. You know what I'm saying? Why is he coming out now all of a sudden? And why is he talking about we won? And why is Ye cited? You can go find him, recorded by saying, I'm Michael now. I'm Michael now. You literally, you know what I'm saying? Say, I'm Michael. What is he talking about? What war is taking place? As a matter of fact, let me tell you something interesting. Go look into the latest, I think it was TMZ interview that he did in the airport. All right. And he was saying, we're not going to let you indoctrinate our children in the schools. He said, and we're not following your rules. As if he's citing the Ye Not Crazy song that I did, where I said they were indoctrinating the youth. And I said, we too finna break your rules. I'm too finna break your rules. You understand? But people got to be out of their mind to think Ye hasn't heard the Ye Not Crazy song.
Man, no.
Think that Ye doesn't know who I am. You understand? But this is the elite conversation that's had over people's heads. So in all actuality, what I'm telling you is it's way deeper than what they're trying to say subliminally. Is do they have a choice? Do they have a choice? It gets to the point where they don't even realize what they're doing is in alignment with God.
Right.
They don't even realize it. You understand? Same way we was out there playing. We literally went outside to play. Took a camera with us. And since we played and you found that X has been all over the news. A million different ways. X has been popping up everywhere, including what's about to happen with the solar eclipse. You with me?
Yeah. Okay, all right. Yep. Hey, this is next. Hey, this is the next one I got for you. All right, so everybody know about the we showed them about the Spider-Man thing when you said that Drake dressed up like Spider-Man. Mm-hmm. They watching your stuff because you got millions of plays. Like you getting a lot of plays on this shit. Yeah. So they watching it, man. Ain't no way Drake come back with no Spider-Man uniform on like that, man. You said that shit. Like it's like they shooting. It's like y'all fighting. It's like a battle going on alchemically. It's an alchemical battle, like going back and forth. They seeing you, so they responding, huh?
A war in the heavens.
Yeah.
It's war. The heavens is all speaking about things that you may not understand, but you have to learn about it. It's speaking about climate. You understand? Speaking about weather, which goes hand in hand. All right, things that are way beyond the earth. Then you have the earth, the things that's happening on the grounds. All right, literally, this is the art of war. Okay, so as there's a war in the heavens, literally, it's happening over people's head. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? They don't know that the hollow versus the holy is happening, or the lotus versus the totus is happening. Mm-hmm. And all we saying is come up here and help us fight. That's why I sang in the Dragon song, I called it literally Dragon, and I explained why I had to call it Dragon, because the distro wouldn't let me upload the shit as Drake. They said it was cheating. They said every time somebody type in Drake name, nigga, your song gonna come up. You can't do that. They know it's a war. All right. And every time somebody would have typed Drake name in, they would have heard somebody fighting him, warring with him. Where the last person who was supposed to actually war with him, not that Pusha T promotion bullshit, not that little Meek Mill Disney shit, was
Right.
Triple X, who was Jase, which is why I said in the song, you won't get a chance to do me like you did my nigga, Jase. Right?
Yeah.
Tones. I'm literally saying, I'm really Michael them.
Yeah.
Bitch, I'm really Michael them. I'm godly.
Yeah.
Meaning,
Yeah.
what does Michael mean? Mikael means one who is like God.
Yeah.
You understand? And Michael is
Yeah.
a powerful chief angel.
Right.
And never gave a fuck about what you gonna do. Draw your sword.
Yeah, let's do it.
See, you gonna draw, I'm gonna draw.
Yeah.
However this go, somebody head gonna roll. And
Yeah.
when you read the story, you know who head rolls.
Right.
So we playing
Right.
with these people. That's what I'm telling you. I don't see Drake as one of the higher ups. I know that the world does, but he's nowhere near my elite. You know what I'm saying? It couldn't even be. It's too many things that come together to make a Drake.
Yeah.
Too many people, too many public relation committees and stylists and music videographers and writers and producers. That's what makes a Drake. You know what I mean? He got a team watching for all of the viral trends and stuff like that.
Yeah.
That's Drake. A Faise One got him and him.
Right.
What Faise One is associated with and indebted to is called the Most High. And the
Yeah,
Most High
right.
only. And when the Most High say pick up that pen, guess what Faise One gonna do?
Right.
As Faise means phase all. All right. And phase out is a resolute or a sword. That's what the word means. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I come on here and expose who Faise One is. I'm gonna do Faise One exposed. You know what I mean? I can do it. Nobody else really would even know where to begin. You understand? Yeah. So Faisal was the teacher of Dr. Malachi York. Sheikh Dawood Faisal or David Faisal. You understand? And interestingly enough, we did a letter to the baby. And then after a while, after that letter to the baby dropped, the song and the teaching, we did the baby exposed. The baby disappeared, blacked out his screen and everything. And he was following nobody. But then he followed 9 people. Peep this game. He followed 9 people. And of the 9 people, one of the people that he followed is a man called Faisal. You understand? It was Turkey bin Faisal al-Saud. Faisal, right there is his name. Out of the 9 people, and he's a Muslim. And I said in the letter to the baby song, what? Dirk turned Muslim in the public eye. I said, Rollo took his shahada. You should probably follow Rollo. So don't be surprised if you start hearing about the baby walking over into the Islam side. Don't be surprised because we opened that door and said, come on, what you finna do? All right, Rollo went home. It was the reason why he did. Rollo was your boy. You understand? Dirk went home. It's the reason why he did. Dirk was your boy. Islam is closer to home than Christianity. It's just what it is in tone. Okay, when it comes to the tones, you need to understand about. When it comes to the reverence for Allah or God, the source that you need to understand about, as opposed to making it about the son or making it about his prophets, any of the prophets from Asa, all right, Musa, Noah, whoever, any of the 7 seals. Are you with me? So the key thing to remember for everybody who's listening is these stars don't have a choice. We're moving them like elements. We have the ability to shift suns and stars and moons around. That's what the holy people do. We have the ability to do that. Okay, and people wonder, what is this holy people? Why you keep mentioning this? All right, well, we already mentioned voodoo. Okay, I spoke to you about Yoruba, all right, or Yoruba. Okay, well, people made it all about, they still found a way to make it all about the father. All right, who you talking about? Yoruba, your father. We're not about your Ram or your Omi or your Rami, which means the God or God is exalted. It became about Yoruba, okay? But no disrespect to people who take that walk, because I walk Yoruba walk too. Trust me, I'm right there with you, okay? But it's time to cast down those idols. And if you're really working with Orisa or Orisha or beings of light who are messengers also, or who have the ability to work with that glow, okay, well then you need to be summoning them to help us fight the dragon. You understand?
Right.
You need to tap into the true powers of what are you saying when you say Obatala? Okay, if you're going to take it to the Father, Abba, Oba, Abba, the Father, okay, Ta'ala. Ta'ala means not just exalted, because you have exalted, but Ta'ala was saying exalted way beyond what you think somebody needs to be exalted. Higher than high is what it's saying, Ta'ala. Okay, think taller. If you say tall, how tall? You need to be thinking taller, Ta'ala. All right, so you have Abba Ta'ala, okay, then you have Abba Ta'ala as Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Okay, then you have a being that was called Oludumare. Olodumare. Okay, or you say Odumare. All right, that was really the tones that you should say. It'll help you understand who and what this being is. When we say Odumare, you say Osumare. And Osumare is a being that is of the rainbow, the creator, okay, or the source God. How do you know that? Because remember, I had a song called Source. It was the biggest song. I didn't put time behind the promotion. As a matter of fact, I haven't put a dime behind any of my promotion. You understand? Right. All of this is organic. Listen, organic. Right. We're gaining this from the light. All right? If we didn't have the light, we wouldn't be able to gain it. Are you listening to me? So we said, I come in the name of the source. We come in the name of the source. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. We flipping niggas off the porch. Niggas in Paris talking about the Ye and J version, Bosso, Jane Harden, but they think they the highest. We locking them up. You can call them smoke, get your flame dark. They playing. And then somehow that song became the song that went the biggest song ever. Over 350,000 streams. You understand? I think it's 400,000 streams, over 350,000 views. All of this was just the audio. And then the music video came. You know what I'm saying? So what is that source? I put the sun in the source music video. Okay? When you say the word Odu, you're saying the word source. You know that? But what is the source? Literally, they refer to it as a pot. You understand? So it wasn't just a source, they say a pot. Okay? Like where everything is beginning in, where you stir it all up. And we'll get into that too. Okay? So you have Odu, all right? Ma. So you have Odu as the pot. And the word ma was saying something doesn't do this or does not. Okay, so you have Odu, and then you have ma, and the word Ray brings you around to the sun. But Ray, for them, was actually saying in the Yoruba, you're saying what? It does not exhaust. The word Ray is exhaust or become empty. So if I say source, the pot, ma, Odu, or Odu, the pot, okay, ma does not, okay, Ray, run empty. It doesn't empty. It doesn't become exhausted. It's a pot that burns and burns and burns and boils and boils and boils. Why would you say boils? I say boils because when you say a pot, you're also speaking of a cauldron. Okay? The cauldron is what the witches and warlocks use, okay, or the wizards use, all right, or any of the sorcerers, all right? Anybody who has the ability to work with elements should know about a cauldron. If you don't, then I don't know where you would talk. But the cauldron is where you mix everything together as an alchemist. Okay, like the beacon, all right, or the beaker. You understand what I'm explaining to you? So you have this cauldron, and that word gave you karare, like they said in the Close Encounters of the Third Kind. You have karare. When they were asking them, where did y'all hear these sounds from? And they all pointed upward to the sky. That's alchemy. All right, pointing a finger upward or a pinky upward. That's alchemy. All right. So they said karare. So you're really saying C-A-L, kal, and he say de, all right, D-E. Then you say ra or re, ra. And that's the etymology or the etymological breakdown of the word cauldron or cauldron. Okay, but what does caldare mean? Caldare means a boiling pot. You understand? So if I think of a boiling pot or a pot, what story comes to mind if I'm thinking about a pot? If I'm speaking about a rainbow? Because we just found out Odu Madre, we just went over that, or Osu Madre gives you rainbow, literally the god of the rainbow. Okay, or the creation god of the rainbow. All right, so we have Odu Madre or Osu Madre as the rainbow. Then what pot are we speaking about? It's the pot of what? The pot of gold. You know what I mean? I'm not
go ahead.
Yeah, it's the pot of gold. Okay, so you have a rainbow with the pot of gold, and that boiling pot is speaking about something being heated up in temperature. All right, then another word for gold is the sun or Ra. All right, so when we're speaking about what creates your reality, all right, the visible light spectrum or the scale. Let me teach you something interesting you never heard before until just now, all right? You had a being that guarded that pot of gold. And what was that being called? All right, you had the rainbow of the pot of gold. And what was the being that sat at the end of the pot of gold?
Leprechaun.
So what does leprechaun mean? Let's look at it. If I break down the word leper, all right, okay, you have lepers, leprosy. What is a leper? Leper gives me the word scale. Stay with me. All right? Scale, leper, scale. And then you have con. And if you were to spell that as K-A-W-N, it brings you around to a word that literally means the universe or existence as you know it, human beings. Okay? So if I say leprechaun, I'm speaking about the scale of all existence. All right? As you know it, which is your observable universe. All right? You can try to say dark matter. You can try to say the cosmic microwave background, but in all actuality, only what you can observe can be accounted for. Everything else you don't know. That's why they call it dark matter. All right? So your observable universe operates within a visible light spectrum. So that's leprechaun. And why am I saying visible light spectrum or scale? Because the word leper is saying a scale. So the scale of all existence or the universe that you know operates within Roy G. Biv. Roy G. Biv. Let's go back to Close Encounters of the Third Kind. as the main character's name was Roy. You understand what he explained it to you? And he had to go up that mountain to be able to get this type of information and have the experience with the New Jerusalem that was coming down. All right, or the Heru Salem, or the abode of the sun, or the abode of peace. Okay, as Heru or Sky Salem, all right, or heaven or haven. Okay, you had to go up that mountain, just like they said in Revelation chapter 14. Okay, so you have this being called Roy, which sits at the beginning, literally the beginning of the scale or the spectrum, color spectrum. Roy G, then you have Bev. Roy G. Bev. So if I say the word Roy, what does it stand? It's literally saying a king or a ruler or God, or El Roy is saying O Ra, all right, or the Ra or the sun. Okay, so you have Roy, then you have the G, which is that key or Gaia, as I've explained before, key or QI or CHI, we speak about the vital life force. You have Roy, Chi, then you have Bib. He said, what is the Bib? Well, for one reason, the Bib is what the babies use when it's time for them to eat. Okay, but Bib is literally also saying, when you say the word bibbing, and I say the word bibbing, I'm saying to drink something. Okay, so I'm telling you to drink of this energy that comes from the sun. You're partaking in the energy in your whole reality that comes from a light source. And that light source is literally coming from the emitter or the overseer of your reality or the all-seeing eye, which is none other than Shamsi, okay, or Shamish, or Shams, the sun, all right, or that fire that's burning what? Eternally, as long as you know it, all right? But again, eventually the scientists say it's going to supernova and burn out, okay? But they were saying it was an everlasting boiling pot, and that pot is where that light comes from. So you cannot have a rainbow without light, correct? Okay, so that light coming out of that pot is the light coming out of that sun, that pot of gold, and gold is the sun, all right, or that solar I-10, all right? Interestingly enough, the folklore, the legend of the leprechaun is Irish, all right? And if I say Irish, automatically I think of my eye, iris, all right? Whether you have the iris or you have the pupil, okay? So the iris is responsible for your being able to contract or dilate your pupils to be able to take in light, all right? Or let certain amounts of light in, okay? So the iris literally deals with the eye, okay? Then you had a god that was in Greek, a goddess, all right? That was in the Greek mythology. That was the goddess of, guess what? The rainbow. So you have the iris, who was the goddess of the rainbow, Iris, literally go look her up, all right? Then you have the iris that is your eye, being able to take in that rainbow, okay, to be able to see your visible reality. And Iris was able to use this rainbow as a bridge, literally is what they call it, a bridge. And it was a bridge, interdimensional bridge between the heavenly realm and the earthly realm. The realm of the Olympians, or the gods as they call them, but it was also the Olympians, all right? Or the gods and goddesses, what they really should say. And the Olympians and the human beings, or the mortals. All right, so you have the immortal realm being able to be bridged together by a rainbow. And she, Iris, was like an angel, really more so an angel than a goddess, because she was a messenger, literally, who would bring messages between the planes. Do you understand what I'm explaining to you? So if you go and look into the Navajo history, and they'll explain to you about the rainbow. Everybody had a story about the rainbow, okay? You go look into the Navajo history, they tell you about the holy people. They literally call them, when you translate over here, the holy people. All right, you have the Kachina, the rest of these beings. All right, and they were able to send messages and signs through the rainbow. Dr. Malachi York put that in the Holy Tablets book and said, when you see my rainbow, or the double rainbow, over your domicile, know that that is my sign. You understand? And what they've been trying to cover up for the past 3 months, 4 months, 5 months, the sun and a rainbow around it. You understand? They keep driving these jets or flying these jets over it to create these X's to mark it out. Not even realizing they still marking that same exact spot. You know what I'm saying? As they making those X's and saying, pay attention to this right here. Same reason why I explained to you that that solar eclipse pathway from 2017 to 2024 lands in Illinois. And Illinois meant right here. That place right there. You understand? Or Illy. That place right there. You understand what I'm explaining to you? So the key here, what is the key? The key is, when we're speaking about the rainbow, is something that is used as a sacred message. All right? That other beings were able to communicate with those who were telepathically inclined, all right, through, all right? So the Navajo was saying, yo, when they send you this message, it might not be for everybody, because everybody, we can't see them. They said these beings are invisible. They're not able to be beheld, but they can interact through the elements. So I hope you understand what I'm explaining to you, because again, as you have these rainbow beings, all right, this rainbow symbol was also something that you could use to protect yourself or your being. So let's say I put an image of Dr. Malachi York out, all right? If I wanted to ensure that this image is protected, okay, in tone, I would put what's referred to as a yay. interestingly enough, a Yeh, which is a rainbow deity around it, to stop the evil onlookers from being able to do anything with the image. Now, the image is already protected to Dr. Malachi York. If you don't know that, you should find out. You know what I'm saying? Because they've been trying for a long time, all kinds of different spells. Okay, none of them have worked. You understand? Because it's a whole different story, a whole different ballgame. Okay, but this rainbow is a very powerful science. Once you grasp that science, you know everything there is to know about all these orders. It's not that hard. Once you figure out Roy G. Biv, then you have all of the sciences put together. Okay, so in the Navajo teachings, they gave you the first 7 as Roy G. Biv, okay, which align with the Hindus and the Buddhist teaching of the Om, A-U-N-M, Om. The A is the root, the U is the heart, all right, and the M or the is the crown and the third eye chakra. And after that crown and that third eye chakra came about and that sound was produced, there was a silence that came after. We've spoken about this before, all right? And if you pay attention to what the rest, one of the rest symbols appears as in the music notation, you will find that it looks just like that lightning bolt, okay, that they put on Harry Potter's forehead, all right? So the Navajo and the rest of the ones who were ascended masters know and figured out a long time ago that you can't just say that there are 7 colors alone. The same way you wouldn't really be saying that there are only 7 notes in your, in the scale, okay? You have to factor in that split or that what appears to be the separation or the line between these scales, okay? So you have A-U-M as the Om, which gives you your 7, but then you have this 8, which is a rest, literally. And in Revelation chapter 8, verse 1, what do we say? We said there was a silence. After we cracked open that 7th seal, after the 7, all right, there was a silence in the heavens for about the space of half an hour. Okay, silence, a rest. Are you with me? So once you get these sciences figured out about what the rainbow represents, you can utilize these. And you start realizing, well, everything has to fall within the coding of red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, violet. Okay, then you have to have the base of that, which is the black. And then you have the most potent yield of that, which will be the white, which are augmentations of these colors, or what's referred to as shades. Why am I breaking that down? Because what is Drake's name? I know people thought that he don't know what is his name. His name is Aubrey. All right, and Aubrey sounds familiar to me. So if I say ombre, all right, in French, I'm saying the word shade. And if I say hombre in Spanish, I'm saying the word man. Okay, so you don't just say hombre, you say shade or shadow. And then hombre in Spanish is saying what? A man. So what is a shadow man? Or the man that operates in the shadow. Are you with me? Because they even had him on the Princess and the Frog movie. Okay, as the one who was he was a French dude, pimp looking dude that came around with the cane and was working with all the demons. All right, or the shadow beings. Okay, go watch that. Because matter of fact, they put a lot of Yoruba secrets in Princess and the Frog. All right, if you just got to go watch it and pay attention. You ain't even the woman who appeared that she was supposed to be blind, but she wasn't blind. They got the serpent in there, the snake in there, and she had a cauldron where she was supposed to be mixing up her gumbo. But in all actuality, she was doing magic. That's what they were showing you the cauldron was for. You understand? So if I say ombre, what am I actually speaking about? In color theory, with the ombre, all right, you're talking about a shade, okay, or shades, multiple shades, from darkness into light or from light into dark. You understand? So what was Aubrey's shade? Aubrey's shade was going from light to dark, okay, because he went from the heavens deep into the bowels of hell. You understand? And what we've been asking for you to do, you people who are listening, is to come out of the darkness into the light. I have a book called Out of the Darkness. You understand? As a matter of fact, in the book Out of the Darkness, I broke down Sophia Stewart, her read. I broke down the read of the rapper called Trouble. I posted this on my page today. I broke down the read of Drake. I broke down the read of Elon Musk. I broke down the read of a lot of different celebrities and stars and what they represent and why certain events took place. I even explained that Trouble was killed by a man called John Michael. You understand? How Trouble's name, Mariel, all right, his name was Mariel Simonte Orr. And Mariel Simonte Orr meant the starfish, all right, or the sea monster of the dark light. You understand? That went up against Michael, and Michael slaughtered Trouble. You understand? So for people that are looking at it from just the Nesut realm, it appears that everything you're seeing is just reality, but everything is happening over your head until you reach up there and you climb up, and now you can see what we've been saying. This is a game, y'all. You have to be able to play the game. So then look at what I'm doing. We just had a 144,000 fundraiser. All right, we sparked the 144,000 fundraiser months ago. Okay, around the time of the Signs of the Green Light. And now we're approaching the end of that fundraiser. But ask yourself, why would he call it the 144,000 fundraiser? That's all you got to do. Just ask yourself that. You know what I'm saying? And as we came on here and did the science of the green light and the science of 144,000, you listen to them together and you'll see, is he just on here trying to just ask for money? You know what I'm saying? Because that's some people's theory, that he's just here to ask for money. But then I explained to them, look, everything I've been putting out, you go and watch the Letter to Sexy Red. Was that free? Did I produce that with no funds? It took money to do that. You know what I'm saying? You go watch the Letter to Lil Baby. Okay, it took money to get the video shot. It takes money to record the song. All of the things that you're able to see, and these niggas now coming out, they don't have no science, so they're able to copy my science. Now you got something to talk about. But you're not looking at the fact that a lot of these things that are able to be done is because the people have been supporting Faise One. The people decided. He didn't ask one person for $144,000. You know what I'm saying? Here's another thing they try to kick it. They try to kick it like I'm asking for money and other niggas not asking for money. That's what they try to kick it like. If other niggas don't have anything to do with money, then tell them to delete their cash app and never post it. Never post their cash app. When you come on here and talk about anything, don't ever post your cash app. The next time the brother Young Elder offers that you post a cash app or he posts your cash app, tell him I'm not doing this for no money and ask that he remove all of your cash app from the descriptions because they playing a game. The game is they don't want the right one to be helped. They don't want the right one to be helped. But when everybody else is asking for money for just whatever the hell, okay, that's who gets the support. But the right one, they don't want him helped because they see what he's doing without the help. And it literally scares the shit out of niggas. What the fuck a Faise One would do with $144,000 when everything he been doing is pennies? He been doing this shit with pennies. You understand what I'm explaining to you? So it's a whole game that needs to be played. If the 144,000 fundraiser is coming to an end right when the solar eclipse is about to happen, you need to figure out why. You need to figure out why that's happening. As I come out with a book called How to Clone. You know what I mean? And anybody who's read my books, you understand these ain't just books. This ain't me competing and repeating other people's shit. That's why niggas be delusional. He talking about shit that everybody can say. You know what I'm saying? But then I ask you, who was the ones who figured these things out then? If everybody could have said this, why they didn't say it? I don't come on here saying the same bullshit. I even told you the Merkaba science was backwards. Who taught that? Who said it's supposed to be Bakamir? Because when you say the word Bakam, you're saying silence or muteness, and the word ur in ear go hand in hand because now you can hear the true light or the true sound with your ear. Bakamir. I said, how you gonna start with the mirror and then go ka, then go ba, when you have to build from the ba to the ka to get to the mirror? I explained what the science of the top to the bottom was with the pyramid. You know what I mean? These are things that you literally figure out and teach. You don't go and regurgitate the shit. Or why would people need to be listening to me when I tell them that the same shit niggas on here regurgitating, they can just Google? You understand? But you don't Google that Drake is the dragon and Sexy Red is the sixth order and that these things align just how I said they were going to align. Exactly when I said they were going to align, if you've been walking with me. All right. As the 8 year was laid out in my book, Rehab. This whole year. As I laid out the whole year 2023 in my book, How to Love Again. The whole year. They came out with Threads, which was one of their apps. Meta came out with Threads, or Instagram came out with Threads. I said, I put this in the How to Love Again book before they ever came out with it. And I made it all about the Threads. Then Miguel, who is Mikael, came out with a song called, wrote and a song called Number 9, which is all in the How to Love Again book. I spoke about the toy lane, Megan Stallion, gender wars, all of this stuff. You with me? So start using, fuck what these people got, what they got going on. Start using these elements and y'all pick up the pen and start writing shit into existence. I'm telling y'all, all y'all witches and warlocks, instead of getting upset with me because I'm challenging your illusion that you're living with, how about you do something safer and hit the industries, hit Hollywood, hit the beast, hit the establishment. Why y'all always want to hit people that's around you and civilians in your society? Hit the big beasts. We should see them collapsing like none other. You know what I mean? But the only way we wouldn't see that is because those of you who have the power, you don't want to use it unless you use it on commoners, which is a violation. Who rolls y'all? It's a violation. You're not supposed to use it on the unsuspecting. You're not supposed
Mugglers.
Exactly, as they call them in Harry Potter, the mugglers or the commoners. You're not supposed to use it on them. What are you doing? If anything, you use it to help them. To whom much is given, much is required. You know what I mean? This is something that you were supposed to be taught. That's why I'm like, what are y'all talking about? And then you think that you're going to step in.
Hey, Faise, it's funny that you talking about that part because I heard some witches say, some bad witches that was doing their alchemy on the land. They said, long as the good witches are asleep, or the good wizards or the priests asleep, then we gonna get away with this shit because we doing our alchemy and they ain't doing nothing. They just standing around with twirling their thumb. They ain't doing nothing. They don't know that they at war with us. Like I said, people that's with Michael, they been brainwashed that they forgot they with Michael, so they don't know they at war. We at fucking war as we speak, nigga, nonstop. The devil don't give a fucking break. He ain't got. Right when you think he gonna take a break, that's when he come on your ass.
Exactly.
He don't take no break. So what I'm saying is people got to come to the reality that we are at war. Because you talk about that part, that this really is a battle going on. Like, whether it's mental or physical.
It's one of the main reasons why I told you from the beginning. Like, please don't make these niggas think I'm beefing with them. Because then they start doing little petty shit, like making videos and shit. Like, please don't make these niggas think that. If you got business that align with my father's business, just go do that business. You know what I'm saying? You shouldn't be trying to figure out whether or not I'm coming for you still. You should be just going to go do that business. Because I already put it on record that I already asked for help for what niggas is stepping up for now. I already asked for it. It'd be different if I didn't. But now that 3 years done passed and people are coming out on it, you have nothing to say to me. You got everything to show for your works. You have nothing to prove to Faise One. You know what I'm saying? I was offered to come on the Brother Young Elder show. I never did this YouTube shit. Never did. Never cared to. I was offered and I appreciated the offer. I appreciate it still to this day. You know what I mean? This ain't never been my shit to do. So when I say, yo, please don't make these niggas think that we beef because they start doing the little shit. Like, don't do the little shit. Keep doing the big shit. If you gonna help Pops, help Pops. All right? The war is people are taking to the attention. People are taking to the hype. People are taking, we see through this screen, right? We see everybody. No matter who you are, we see straight through everything. That's the thing. It's like if somebody trying to teach somebody addition and everybody's surprised about it, what you think the nigga who know calculus supposed to sit and do? We supposed to still be sitting surprised and shocked and admirable like everybody else? We supposed to be enamored like everybody else? No, nigga, we know calculus. Y'all niggas talking addition and subtraction and everybody's so fucking thrown about it because you ain't coming over here and talking with the people who know calculus. But then get up with us and say, what is it that you actually are doing now? What is it that you actually are doing now that operates in the calculus field? I said, don't play around with this. Listen, war is deception. War is deception. Okay? And if you understand that, then you also know that if there's deception, then there has to be a truth, correct? If I tell the nigga to go left and the shit ain't over there, then it must be over there in the right. If it's anywhere. You understand what I'm explaining to you? I don't care to make friends with anybody or none of that. This ain't what this war is about. We just slinging swords. If you rocking with us, okay, when you sober up, you stay sober. Stay sober and keep walking in that direction because we constantly fighting. We don't get to lax. If we can look and tell you lax and we know you ain't fighting, we know this ain't war for you. You know what I mean? How do you go to the store if this is war for niggas? Do you got to look over your shoulder or are people running up to you asking you if they can get an autograph from you? You know what I'm saying? Do you got to look over your shoulder when you go to the store? Do you got to look over your shoulder when you go to the mailbox? Do you got to look over your shoulder? Now, I'm not talking about these little play games y'all play on TikTok where you got to let your little TikTok blinds down and say, just in case, like they can't see straight through that shit. You know what I'm saying? If you're really dealing with who you're talking about. All right? If it's war, then you know you got to move like a soldier. So just remember, war is deception and it has a polarity. War is also truth. So somebody's fighting in that true honor. Somebody is. Okay? All we asking is if you're fighting in that true honor, you got to actually fight it, then fight in it. Fight in that true honor then. And this doesn't go for just one situation. We done called out the whole conscious community because these were the people that aligned themselves with that fight. When I did the woke scam, niggas still ain't recovered from it. And they scared to figure out it ain't just the conscious community leaders, it's the music industry. Everybody hit me up trying to figure out who the next letter gonna be to because they know these letters are not just letters. They feel what's coming with these letters. You understand? We got people, listen, there's people who've been moving behind the scenes, coming back, bringing me information, showing me certain things, confirming, and I can pull it up right now, that what I've been saying is true. When people say, yo, why did you say this about Opmos, da-da-da-da-da? Listen, one of my people just went and pulled that information. He didn't know who he was talking to. You understand? Obviously, he did it, or he didn't understand that information was going to get right to me. That he said he don't know his dad enough to F with his father. He said, I don't know him enough to fuck with him, but I don't fuck with his teachings. That's Opmos, and let him ever play. Because I love screenshots, and I love exposing. You understand? So when I said Opmos was a devil, and the only reason why I laxed on that is because Pops told me to lax on that through that lightning storm that day. All right? Please don't try to play like I don't know what I'm talking about. When I call your name being called for a reason. This is what warriors do. All we saying is get out there with us. And if you got little minions that's running around thinking they're ready to touch that craft, please touch it. Please touch it. Do this sound like somebody who trying to do this? Please touch it. If you think you're ready, please get in that field. Please touch them candles. Please touch that pap rock. Please touch that dragon blood so that I can get that window seat and we can see who you are and who you associated with. Like you don't see all these pillars falling, just like we said was going to happen. When I said I come in the name of the source, that wasn't no promotion. That wasn't no catchphrase. That wasn't a punchline. That wasn't a giggle body ass message. We come in that name and we're ready to live and die about it. So what are you trying? All I'm saying is what are we trying to do then? What are we really trying to do? First of all, I already said Pop coming home. Boom. Everything pointing out, Pop coming home. They scared about Pop coming home. They scared about what happens when that happens. Because remember, it was supposed to be over with. But then when I rose up, which you helped people find out who I was, especially in that community who trying to gatekeep and act like they don't know who Malachi is. Remember, nobody wanted to say his name. I stepped to everybody. Niggas didn't want to say the name. Now they say the name. Listen, if you can say the name now, I respect it. I'm going to tell you that. I'm a stand-up guy. I respect you being able to say the name now, but remember, you ain't want to say it. And then I came through. I said, look, y'all got to say this name. So if you're able to acknowledge it now, listen, much respect. If you're able to acknowledge that that's who we needed out, much respect. I don't got no beef, no issue about that. You know what I'm saying? Never been no beef from the beginning. But I'm saying this ain't no game though. I'm ready. Listen, I'm so antsy about this shit. I was ready for this part of the conversation. I felt like it was coming. I was excited to be able to say, I'm ready for whoever the hell. I'm just ready. Because we be fighting all these big demons. We be fighting all these big beasts, and that shit get bored a little bit. So obviously you motherfuckers must be bigger. So please come play. That's all we saying. Please come play. Because the green light already out here. The green light has already been moving. And I told you, people think the green light means weak. People think agreeable means that you bow down and you bow out. No, it's actually a higher charge frequency. So when we sling our sword, it cuts cleaner, like butter. You know what I'm saying? It's a hotter sword. It's a flaming sword. You with me? Sometimes lightning. You know what I'm saying? So what is this war? The war is, which side? Listen, what side are you on? Who you with? Who you with? All of y'all who are listening, who hear this, stop streaming Drake. Stop streaming Sexy Red. Stop streaming anybody who's putting out music that goes, listen, if you can't play or justify yourself playing these music pieces or spells that they casting for Jesus himself or whoever you believe in, if you can't show them your playlist, delete your playlist. That's the damn time we in. If you can't play these songs to God and feel like he wouldn't cast you to hell based off of the song, then delete the song. Stop streaming them. Stop giving them power. These are devil worshipers. I know y'all, listen, y'all can't be devil worshipers, are you? And for the ones who are Shaitan worshipers, listen, you got to deal with your own delusion. Your time coming. You know what I'm saying? But you can't be devil worshipers. You worshiping the devil. So if you're not, well, then stop listening to devil worshiping music. How long did it take you to figure out the science of the sixth God? Like, damn. You understand? I don't care how fun it is, put them down. Cast down your idols. That's the war. That's the music industry side. And for those of you who are in the spiritual community, you better stop worshiping these people just because they can articulate. All right. And a lot of them really can't. But just because they can put on the charisma show, you better stop worshiping these people. I never told anybody, you read my book, Rehab, I literally broke down what the whole guidelines of this movement is. And even said it ain't just a movement, but they need to call it something. So they're going to call it a movement. You know what I'm saying? I broke that shit down. I said, you are not in any type of cult. You don't got to sign up for no membership. None of this shit. You got to use your brain, whether I'm here or not here. You got to stop worshiping these people. You know what I'm saying? If they say they got it like that, if 19 Keys say he's the creator of worlds, well, then he better show you something. He better show you a world that he created. If 19 Keys can say we don't need master teachers, we need master builders, well, then 19 Keys need to stop teaching because he said we don't need master teachers and he need to get his ass out there and build some shit. Stop coming on talking about ancient alien civilization statues y'all found in y'all backyard and shit. Go actually build the new world then, Jabril. And that go for everybody. Anybody who has something to say about the master teacher, Dr. Malachi Z. York, but wasn't able to show forth their works, first of all, you're hilarious. Second of all, how do you feel about yourself when you go to rest? You don't even have those works. They said, what about you, Faise? Hey, guess what? Here goes a secret. You're going to love this. I never tried to act like I was Malachi York. That's surprising, ain't it? I never tried to act like I was him. As a matter of fact, I'm the only motherfucker that wanted to come out and say that's the master teacher of all time. Of all time. The only one you could compare him to is characters you don't even know if they existed. You understand? So that's the war. We just like, wait, yo, stick your neck out, stick a foot out, stick a toe, do something, okay, so we can identify you and neutralize you.
Hey, but remember, you can't step on nothing with no feet. That's what you said in that pack.
You know what I'm saying? Can't step on that.
Oh, you know what I'm saying?
I say, look, like how I just broke down how the nigga Nakash was talking about his pride got the best of him. Nigga, pride is some shit, like speaking about something that you can't obtain. You understand? I'll actually go and read the section because I got it in the Holy Tablet. I got the Holy Tablet right here. I'll read the shit to you where he was talking about it. Was that a raise incorruptible? Yep. Pride. So yeah, pride is reserved for those who wish to be and are not. You understand? So this ain't one of those situations where I'm not somebody that's like struck by pride. The reason why I'm able to be as loud and boastful as I am, if you want to use those words, or loud and proud if you want to use those words, whatever words you want to use that you're observing from your eyes, the reason why I'm able to project how I project is because I got the Most High behind me and within me and about me and atop me, wherever. I'm moving with the Most High. All right? I'm ready. Like I said, whenever that day comes, I'm ready to go. I'm ready. I'm so ready. My bag's been packed. So what else you got to do when you're ready already? Other than your mission, your job. And my job is to, first of all, shatter the delusion, expose all this fraudulent shit. All right, without going into niggas' little personal life shit they got going on, whether or not they pay their bills or some shit. Ain't none of that little petty shit. Okay? But if you claiming that you rocking with Pops, and then behind the scenes, you literally telling niggas that you don't fuck with them, all right, I got you right here in 4K. And that will go. One day I'll figure it out.
Yeah, stop playing for real. Stop playing.
There's a lot of people. Let me tell you something. Here go signs that you should comprehend. Infiltration. All right. If the FBI know it, okay, how the fuck you think I wasn't gonna learn that shit? It's people around you. Watch your mouth. If I don't call your name, I got brothers around you or sisters around you. I done sent sisters your way. You better go look at who follow who. You better be a little smarter before you start running your mouth. Because it gets right back to me. That's how the window seat operate. You understand? So if you claiming that you this and you ain't that, when I come across you, people gonna know.
I believe that young brother, that one brother, I believe somebody like influenced him, like, cause like he ain't been around Pop, so like I believe somebody is serpent around him, Nakash whispered in his ear, and then
and
why would you just go against your blood, man?
That's possible. I mean, how did Jacob do it?
Yeah, that's right. That's
possible. But look at it like this: stop using his shit. Then.
Yeah.
I'm not saying you gotta fuck with him. But my thing is how everybody that don't fuck with him seem to want to try to teach like him, seem to want to teach information. You know what I'm saying? Seem to want to try to model after his teaching style and everything. You're imitating him. You can't imitate these other niggas and be up to speed with where we at. You can't replicate these other niggas and be up to speed with where we at. So you have to try to bring something to the people that they ain't never experienced before without telling them where you got the shit from. I find that to be flawed as fuck. If you don't fuck with him, then don't fuck with nothing regarding him. You know what I'm saying? Right. He said he don't know him enough to fuck with him. Okay, then don't fuck with him. He said he don't fuck with his teachers. Okay, then don't ever mention his teachings. Don't quote him. Don't talk about how the Buddhas were black. Don't talk about none of that shit. Don't talk about nothing ancient comedic history, and stop trying to cap like you got all your information from Dr. Ben. When Dr. Ben did not speak the ancient Egyptian language. He didn't speak Nuwapu or bring Nuwapu forth.
Oh, that cat going all the way left like that, Faise?
No, they get, that's what I'm telling you, they put all these other people in their bio. They pay reverence and homage to all these other people on purpose. I remember seeing that. I said, he got to be doing that shit on purpose. Because how Dr. Ben get mentioned? When Dr. Ben was called out by Dr. Malachi York, go listen to 1992, Dr. Malachi York. Yeah. He said, stop lying, Dr. Ben. It wasn't Al-Kibi lying. You know what I'm saying? All the people listening to them, though, they'll listen to Dr. Ben, but they won't go fact check what Dr. Malachi York was bringing forth. Then you had people like Bobby Hemmett who was trying to say that Dr. York was new to the ancient Egyptian stuff, And Dr. York was like, well, then how do I write a book? You know what I'm saying? Under the alias of Amenuber-Akhenaten, an ancient Egyptian name.
Right.
And how he had the ancient Egyptian order, and Bobby Hemming had no such order. Dr. Ben had no such order. Phil Valentine had no such order. None of these people had the orders, but they speak all this Egyptian stuff. Okay,
Right.
well, then how are y'all walking around with these Egyptian names? What order did you go through to get your name? Who gave you your holy name or your sacred name? Who gave you your name? Because my mother, my biological mother, got her name from going through the ancient Egyptian order of someone who spoke the ancient Egyptian language fluently and brought that language back to life.
Right.
You understand? Revitalize it for lost people. So we ain't trying to hear that shit. Niggas don't really want to go to war. That's what's so hilarious. Hey, look, do the smartest thing you can do and bow out. Do the smartest thing. Because you try to go up against the Michael and them, it's going to be dirty. It's going to be a bad day for you. But you align with us, then yeah, you ain't got nothing to worry about.
Right.
There ain't nobody, absolutely not a single solitary soul going to tell me anything about what's going on with Malachi and what's going on with this whole fight that happened before I was even born. You ain't going to tell me anything about it. You're going to either align or die.
Right.
Whichever one.
Get down, lay down.
That's it.
Figure out what side you're on. I'm telling you.
That's
you
it.
with us or you against us.
Yeah, we speaking to all this. Jacob York was called Jake the Snake. That's what we called Jacob York, Jake the Snake. You feel what I'm saying? And Pops put out the call. He said, yo, don't cause no harm to Jake. He was saying this before I was an adult. He like, your Pops protected everybody. He never told anybody to be harmed or hurt or nothing. You know, the niggas would have got active.
Man, I'm telling
He put the
you.
call out and said, don't do any of that. And I heard Dr. York voice myself say, I love y'all anyway. I love y'all anyway. He said, for your own soul, you should want to clear it up. He said, but I love you anyway. You understand what I'm explaining to you? So for somebody who done literally came and did this, and y'all did this, stabbed them in the heart, no, bro, I don't listen. This ain't that. That's all I'm going to say. This ain't that. This ain't that. We fight on behalf of Mikael, or Makuel, or whatever you want to call it. Whatever tone you want, we're right here. You understand? That's why I say Michael versus the dragon, and the dragon wins. What else you got for me? Any other questions?
Hey, we'll take some questions from the audience. If y'all got any questions for Faise, we'll take some questions from the audience.
Let's do it.
Hey, drop your question in the chat.
Right.
Hey, y'all, drop them comments in the chat. It says GOAT affiliation. Okay, I got you right there. That's a good question right there, Zane. Goats are affiliated with Baphomet. Snakes are affiliated with dragons. What are dogs affiliated with?
Dog, that's a good question.
Yeah. Because
Dogs.
Drake had them dogs in his video. He had all them dogs in his video.
Dogs, yeah, with the first person shooter video.
Yep.
The dog for the, remember I told you the Rich Baby Daddy sample was actually sampled by a song called Dog Days Are Over.
What?
Dog Days Are Over. Go look into it. Right? Because I've been saying the dog days are over.
Yeah.
And I was taught coming up that dogs carry the gin. Okay? So yeah, we didn't do dogs. No disrespect to anybody that did it. We didn't do dogs at all. If anything, we did cats. I had a cat, all right, named Pearl. Okay, but we ain't do no dogs.
Yeah.
Okay, and even I didn't bring in the cat. The cat just wound up being around. But cats always came around. Sometimes dogs would come, all right, but we ain't do dogs. Meaning they weren't allowed in the house, none of that other shit, because it was too loud. All right, their frequency was out of order. All right, they want to jump in your bed, lick you all in your face and all kinds of shit. None of that. We didn't do that. Okay, for everybody that did that, you know what I'm saying, bless you. Okay, but the dogs carry gins. Another thing we were told not to do was not whistle. Don't whistle. Okay, they even had something called a dog whistle that only the dogs could hear. But to whistle was saying that you were calling jinn. All right, so the dogs are associated with the jinn, literally the fallen angels. Okay, or the beasts that roam the earth. Or a lot of them are associated with the jinn because it was easier for these fallen angels because of their frequency, according to these stories, all right, to incarnate into the animalistic bodies, all right, than it was to incarnate into the human bodies. Even in the Fallen movie, you see the being get into the cat, you know what I'm saying, which is a four-legged beast roaming the earth, all right? You go watch a movie called Omen, all right, and in that Omen movie, the child Damien was brought forth. I think his mother was a jackal or a dog. All right. Another dog is Anubis. So you have Anpu or Anubis, okay, who was the god of the underworld, or one of the gods of the underworld, or the dark orders, all right, that guarded over Duat, okay, or the lesser realms. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, these are beings that were associated literally with jinn or demons, and they're also in tune with them, which will explain to you why your dog will bark at the door, and you can't see what they're barking at. All right, it could either be a jinn, it could be an angel, which is one of the same thing. I know people want to differ. All right, or it could be somebody that's from the CIA, okay, with whatever other type of secret agency they ain't told you about. They have ultra stealth technology. Okay, it could be that, or quantum stealth technology. You know what I'm saying? So it appears that they're invisible. You can't see them, but the dog can see it. You know what I mean? And you know that your dog is barking at something, but you can't see it. So they can see that. So they own that same type of wavelength. Dogs can see what human beings can't. You understand? So yeah, they're associated with jinn, to answer your question.
Said the next question is, do you think Sexy Red is aware of what's going on with
Yeah, 100%, but she don't care. She don't care. She's not.
She said it. She actually came out and said it, that she's aware and the money's good. She said the money's good.
Yeah, when they try to make, they always say it in a joking manner. Say, yeah, I'm Illuminati, da 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 da. And, you know what I mean? Yeah, she. This world will not make her care. All right, until she's doing what she's doing in a world where people reject on a mainstream scale, on a mass scale, people reject the devil's music until they're actors. People, they can do whatever they want to do. They can put out all the bullshit they want to put out. I mean, until we step in, people thought that. Until I step in and regulate the shit, and now it's like niggas trying to figure out why the fuck they can't just do this shit no more. Because there's somebody fighting you intensely and can't hear shit. He can't hear nobody telling him to fight. He can't hear nobody telling him not to fight. All he knows is he finna fight you. He will war.
Hey, this right here. Is that a trick question?
Michael who?
Yeah, that's about to be a trick question.
I don't know.
Yeah, Michael and who? They run hand in hand. The question becomes the answer sometimes. Michael who? Yeah,
that was dope. Yeah.
All right, let's see right here. We got do you think 6? Okay, we got
that one. The answer is hell yeah.
Yeah. Michael gets the dragon. Big. Okay.
The dragon loses.
Dragon loses.
He does not prevail.
Yeah. He get cast to kick his behind out. It says, what does it take to be a real leader?
It depends on what cause you're speaking about, because you can lead. I know you put that word real there, but you can lead anybody. You can lead yourself. You can lead anybody. You can lead anything. You can lead a cat off a cliff. All right, if the cat ain't smart enough. You know what I mean? So what does it take to be a leader? Just have the ability to have prowess, all right, magnetism, and be going somewhere. And if your magnetism is charged enough, meaning some people use charisma, some people use advertising or advertisement, some people use music, like the Pied Piper. If you ever heard the story about the Pied Piper, all he had to do was play certain tones, and the children were able to follow him into the water. Now, they switched it around to make the story a little less ghastly, and they said rats follow him into the water or snakes follow him into the water. But it was really the children that he led into the water. You understand? By playing these songs of dirty, dark story. But people have it now as he led snakes out of the village by playing a tone that the snakes followed. You understand? So you just have to have a cause, or whatever your cause is, and enough attention or attraction, either one or both, that people will follow. And that's why it's so easy to mislead people. It's not hard to mislead them. You know what I mean? Because any average Joe Blow that can get enough attention or attraction can lead anybody anywhere.
Hey, yeah, we might do that one, man, because I was gonna do a tape on that. Somebody asked about that. Can you do a breakdown on the GS Crips and the Bloods and how I got a tape out on it already, but I was gonna do another tape going in on how it started, the how it relate. Maybe me and Faise could come back and do that one.
Hell yeah, that sounds like
with that. Yeah, like the breakdown of like because the origin was like I know Tookie them when they came out, it was like more of the police brutality to try to like gang up to like if the police seen a whole bunch of big niggas together, they ain't finna just hop out and two cops and you know use nightsticks on some through the 100 big niggas, you know what I'm saying? So that's what started like it stemmed from the Black Panthers and those other groups. But we can get into it. Me and Faze, we'll get into that. We'll do that tape. Yeah, we'll add that one to the list. Of the ones we got a couple. Okay, it says you talk and just talk just to like him, insane the process of getting. Okay, I thought you talking. I think you one of them guys. Don't get booted. Hey, but he talking about getting Bob out.
What was said?
Yeah, we're doing the. It's like he talking about the process. This don't got nothing to do with that tape. That's what me, Rabbird, and Rod is working on getting. We already got the paperwork done and everything. So right now we're in the process of once the public service announcement happens, the event in Tallahassee, I think it's on April the 4th, 5th, and 6th. Because Bob, if they don't let them out by the 24th, man, it's gonna be it's about to be heavy. So we're doing that meeting on the April the 4th, and then once that happens, we're gonna make the first attempt to and I kind of like got in touch with well, not all the way yet. He left comments, do say York. So I got in touch with him, like kind of. So I'm hoping that he go ahead and respond. So because he was the one that initially got in contact with the lady and set everything up and was helping with the 1993 paperwork for the land and shit. So we need him to well, I think the reason why he backed out is because his job is pretty much done. Now all we need is Empress Rabbird to make the last move to get Bob out. And like you said, I feel like he gonna get out now. I just feel like it, like it's already done. They already signed everything. It's already done. All we need is them to honor their word, honor their side of it. The government. But I'm gonna tell you this right here: the niggas we dealing with, they already done. The niggas that put Bob in there, they already done. That's the Killer Clowns. The Killer Clowns, their job is pretty much over with once the Federal Reserve is shut down. That's what they guard. That's the real reason why Bob is in there is because if he would have went on with his move and how charismatic that he was. Baba was good looking. He could speak. He was fucking intelligent off the charts. Really, they thought he was a fucking agent. They thought Baba was an agent from another country because he spoke so many languages. Agents. When they train these people, they speak. When they infiltrate shit, they be fluently in languages. Most agents be fluent in they speak several like Arab, especially Arab. When they saw that he spoke all these languages. This nigga writing all these books. Then let's set the record straight books really what pissed him off. The Killer Clowns. The Bible's really in there for going against the Killer Clowns orders, and those orders is they protect the Federal Reserve. Now if he would have got, and Baba had the last names and everything, man, Baba really was pissing him off. Look, he had the last names, he had everything laced out. And just imagine if he still would have been out, how far he would have got on that 1993 Native American shit. How far would he been now on that shit? Like at the half the America would have been over with already a long time ago if Baba wouldn't have got locked up. He was headed towards that way to finish him off, where everybody's gonna know who the tribe they from, the shit that we went on and put out, right? Baba had already had it out in like pieces. Like, because he was trying to get us to learn it on our own so we could go out and teach it, right? But he's really in there because of the threat to the Federal Reserve. That's what the whole plan was. So now that Federal Reserve shit is dissolving. The Federal Reserve Act, Woodrow Wilson, all that shit is dissolving now. But and the reason why it's dissolving is because of the awareness of the people. See, we got the land already. We didn't need to get the land. We needed the minds to break free from the fiat or this agreement, this mental agreement to their contracts. And once we got the people aware of what's happening and what's going on the land, now that mentally it's starting to dissolve. That contract is starting to dissolve. So leading up to Baba getting out, now the Killer Clowns backed off right now. So it's really like we don't got the Killer Clowns holding us back. Now we got to find somebody who in the government or in some kind of position to where we can say, okay, all right, this is legit. Boom, he's supposed to be out. He's supposed to be out. I think about, man, April 24th. If they don't look, I saw in a dream, a new showed me. I said, why won't they let Bob out? Or why won't y'all get him out? Why won't y'all get him out? You know what I'm saying? Y'all got all this shit, this power. Y'all sitting up here on the craft. They say, oh yeah, it's part of prophecy. Everything that's happened is part of prophecy, right? And they said that he gonna get out, and he said that we already gave him a deadline, and if that deadline don't happen, if he don't be out by April 24th, man, I'm telling you, it's gonna be a fucking earthquake like you never seen. And I believe that earthquake don't come because it's in the NG. It talks about earthquake like never before. Well, a third of the war shit fell off, and it talks about that in there. It goes into detail to say that this was one like, and they ain't never seen no shit like this. Like the way the ground shook on this one, it was like never before. You know what I'm saying? So, man, all the shit is lining up and I want to say thank you, Faise, because man, you like 1 in a fucking 7 billion, man. You like 1 in 7 billion. What 25-year-old guy, can break down shit and decode that shit like that, my nigga? There ain't nobody 25 around. I done heard that can break it down like that. So you wanted like billions, man. You wanted billions. Like it's coming out and breaking this shit down and being able to see it like that, man. You a high powered alchemist. You was definitely a student of Tahuti. Because that's the only way you can do it. Because ain't nobody thought of shit that Tahuti ain't already thought of. I'm telling you, Tahuti already thought of it. You thinking some shit? He already thought of that shit already. In 3, 4, 5 different ways. I'm telling you. So yeah, man.
Yeah, I was brought up in the spirit of right knowledge.
Man, yeah, you ahead of your time, buddy.
Yeah, that's why I say let's bring this
thoughts on numerology.
Can y'all hear me?
My bad. Yeah, go ahead. It cut out.
Okay. I don't really get into numerology. I know about it. I just don't really get into it because it's a simple science. The simple science is it's in the word, study of numbers. All right. Study of how numbers operate. You can put a meaning to a number. Just because this number 7 means this doesn't mean that you have to accept the meaning. So you can put a meaning to a number. So I don't really get into it, but it goes into all of the angel numbers and things like that. So if you ever seen repetition numbers and you go look up an angel number, all right, they'll give you a meaning. You can either accept the meaning or reject it. Excuse my voice. I've been screaming. As a matter of fact, that's how I was about a week ago. That's probably one of the reasons why we weren't able to get on one of these classes. Because I have been screaming in the studio. I got another album coming out. It's called Wedding of the Lamb. You know what I'm saying? That come out on the 28th of this month. But for the person that asked this question, yeah, I know you want my thoughts on it, but I don't really get into it. I don't get into like the simple sciences anymore. Astrology, numerology. I just don't really delve into any of those anymore. I used to literally when I was younger, like 16, 17, 18. But I'm more into either bringing back my own sciences or going into like the higher sciences, like quantum physics, stuff like that. What are your thoughts on paying taxes? You want you to feds? I love paying taxes. I'm so grateful to pay them. I pay them all the time when I'm supposed to. So they try to get you. So what's your thoughts on paying taxes? I love taxes. I can't believe y'all didn't think of that earlier. I love giving you guys my money. He's definitely a student of pop. That's a fact. So no, I'm paying. Yeah. Okay. I mean, hey, look. But you said you was. I'm just messing with you. Why you ask me that? What is this? Why would you do that? Why would you do such a thing? And we lie. Listen, I love taxes. I can't even. They trying to get me early. I ain't even started making the big money. They trying to.
It says, we know it's best to stay out of the air, Norway. Nowadays, this railroad system is the best way to travel.
I'm not.
Hey, yeah, but now it's the thing that's flying is dangerous because of Mystery Babylon or this place. It's got so many enemies now. It got so many enemies. So like anytime they can hit us with some kind of device that can cause electronics to go out. And if you in the air, shit. If you ain't in like one of the crowds we got, they got the force field and shit around it. Like Air Force One or something like that. They got the shit built on there with the stealth and shit. Your plane can probably come down. It can potentially come down. So yeah, man. But it's a lot of let's see. We got about 11 minutes. Let's see, can we get another? It says, can you talk about dance hall artists?
I'm not too big on dance hall either.
Yeah,
I don't really like it.
yeah. So young.
I mean, I get why people do like it, but I don't listen to it.
This might be a one. Fairy Kingdom. Is there such thing, or what you think about the Fairy Kingdom?
They're talking to you.
Hey, when I think about the Fairy Kingdom, I mean, when you say fairy, and the king, like dealing with, yeah, it's like it is worlds. It is worlds that exist within worlds, like parallel worlds, right? But when I think about fairy, I'm thinking about just another spiritual angelical beings. Just spiritual angelical beings. It just depends on what side they on, whether they're cherubins or seraphins. And the fairy shit, like I say, I don't know too much about fairies, but like I say, I just think that it's dealing with certain type of angelical beings who like, it's different kingdoms. It's the kingdom of the devil, it's the kingdom of God. And like I say, some of these beings, they got different technology. They can, it can be worlds within your world. It can be parallel worlds. Like it's like say you could go into the desert and you might look into the desert and you might look out there and you don't see nothing, but it could be an actual world out there that's being hidden by a force field or some type of technology, right? It's beings that live in certain areas that got high level technology, and they could have a whole city right there in the middle of the desert. And so on that note, I guess that's what you mean when you're talking about the fairy world.
Somebody asked me what's my thoughts on Bobby Hemmett.
Yeah, go ahead.
I don't like when he came out against Pops. That's the main.
Facts.
That's my main thing that I didn't approve of, and I told him that I don't approve of how he came out against the master. You know what I mean? And and to put it on top of that, like his teachings is elementary. So it's like, I mean, it's only mind blowing for people who didn't like. Okay, watch this. Let me just tell you something, just to be clear. If you actually came up under right knowledge, or were risen up in Nuwapu, or if you were of the Ansaru, Sons of the Green Light, Young Disciples, whatever, you were accessing that conscious exuberance as far as the energy. Anybody else was like, why the hell would I go learn up under a Bobby Hemmett? With everything he was teaching y'all, I knew it by the time I was 13. Everything he taught is like, I knew it, literally. And meaning all of the breakdowns, not only did we know it, we knew that a lot of it was false. You know what I mean? Whole purpose of you having a carbonation with Nature Boy is from teachings like 666 is the carbon people. And I say, well, I asked a room full of grown people on Clubhouse, grown people, because I'm saying grown because we learned about the periodic table when we were in like 6th grade. You know what I'm saying? So grown people had the lack of education of what carbon actually was. They just kept saying 6 protons, 6 neutrons, 6 electrons. I say, explain it. They said, 6 protons, 6, it's 666. I'm like, bro, that's only one. You got all these different things. You know what I'm saying? You got the silver, you got all this stuff that appears as elements. Please speak about those. They couldn't speak about anything else. I said, and answer me this question. What people on the planet don't have carbon in them? They said, the white people. I said, that's false. Somebody lied to you and mixed in science with identity politics. That's why people think black is 666 now. So then this nigga come out with carbonation as if just because those people were melanin dominant people, those are the only people who have carbon. When you have every living being on the earth that has carbon. Every living organism has carbon present. You with me? That's a false teaching. So what winds up happening? People say, oh, we're black. That means we're dark. And if we're dark, that means we must be associated with 666. And if we're associated with 666, then we must associate with Baphomet. If we associate with Baphomet, that's the niggas saying Satan ain't bad. We should hail Satan. Satan is just our Lord self. It's like more reason why you shouldn't hail it. Because that isn't your purpose of becoming your higher self. And then it's always this hail Satan. I'm like, why would you hail the opposition? That don't make sense. You know what I'm saying? The word Satan means opposition. And hell means to worship or fall before. Why would you fall before the opposition? So by panic, a lot of these people, they brought forth a lot of fallacy teachings. And it's like, who are they teachers? Then they try to integrate it with the Moorish teaching. That's another thing. It's like they took it from the Moors, Knights Templar. They just kind of merged it together and say, here go black people stuff. It had nothing to do with any of that. You know what I mean? No, the Baphomet wasn't melanin dominant people's symbol ever. It was the Knights Templar or them Greek motherfuckers, all right, who was looking up to Pan. It's like everybody knows except these people with me. So no, I didn't rock with them teachers. And I also didn't rock with how people who came up under them became problems. People who learned from Bobby Hemmett, they out here spreading the same book. It's like not only we got to handle the delusion that come with Bobby, we got to handle the delusion that come with all these other people. We trying to get people to come back to Christianity or back to Islam as a starting point, right? Meaning the people who was Muslims, they need to come back to being Muslims. All that spiritual shit ain't working. Come back to Islam. Start over. And then I'm going to show you where to go. Christian people, y'all need to come back. Come back over here. I don't know what you're doing. Put that down. Come over here. Stand right here on your square. All right, now let's learn about why you were given this to begin with and what sciences you can receive from your religion. If you never had a religion, okay, cool. It doesn't matter. Your purpose is order. So for some reason, these people are saying, do what thou wilt. And I say, well, who was the motherfucker who introduced that? And what's the rest of it? You only say, do what thou wilt. What's the rest of it? Do what thou wilt. That shall be the whole of the law. No, it shall not be. What are you talking about? Because when you do some shit, guess what happens? There's a consequence. To every action, there's an equal and opposite reaction. You learn that in science. So how can you just do what you want to do and that should be the whole of the law? Somebody lied. I know who that somebody is. He called himself the wickedest man to ever live. His name was Aleister Crowley. You understand? He talked about channeling beings and demons and told him he could do certain things like sodomy to people and, you know what I'm saying, get more power and all that other stuff. He literally called himself the beast. So these people are following after Aleister Crowley. These people are following after anybody but, listen, they threw the Bible away and went and picked up the Satanic Bible. I still scratch my head to this day. So you're going to pick up the branch off of the book? You're going to throw the original book down and go pick up this nigga Anton book? This nigga named Anton. He's just Anton Levy. That's all he is. You're just going to become a Leviist or subscribe to Levyism. And then people started studying that. And it's like, it's hard to bring people back because these people become spiritual. And the first teachers they're exposed to are Satanists. If that isn't government infiltration, I don't know what it is. Because we finally was getting it figured out. We were finally showing people how all of their religions were speaking the truth. We just had to figure out how to teach them how the truth was being spoken. As soon as you figured out how the truth was being spoken, okay, then you didn't even have to throw Jesus away. Now you know what you mean when you say it. You didn't have to throw angels away. People say angels don't exist. I said, okay, then what is this? Extraterrestrials. It's like
same shit.
It's the same exact shit. You cannot make this up.
Yeah.
Listen, they try to kick it, but let me talk to anybody who's a spiritual teacher, leader, guru, whatever the fuck. And I'll show you how these people ain't talking about shit. Everything they say is either a branch off from some holy book or from the Hinduistic teachings, okay, or the Buddhist teachings, or the Sikhist teachings, or the Jainist teachings. Everything they teach, I can find it in the Vedas, I can find it in the Holy Bible, Al-Quran, the Torah, even the Talmud, when they was just arguing about what the fuck they was going to do with it. I can find everything these people teaching in these books and be like, okay, so why are you telling people to go away from religion? When they come to you, you done brought them away from religion, you have nothing for them. You have nothing for them. You feel what I'm saying? So after a while, they try to keep kicking it. But then people start listening to what I was saying. I said, yo, you talking about the Bible doesn't tell people to go within or don't speak about the within. It's all throughout the Bible that tells people to do that. The kingdom of God is within. Next thing you know, you see the spiritual teacher talking about something, because you know the Bible says the kingdom of God is within. I know a nigga from the spiritual community did not just say the Bible says. When you've been telling people we call them Bible thumpers, all right, that they left behind and they sleep. But then they realize, wait a minute, there's more truth to this shit than what I thought. I thought it was just as easy as, oh, I don't read the Bible. You know what I'm saying? I'm not a Christian. You know what I mean? And then I elevate and now I'm ascended master. No, because in all actuality, then who you going to lift up? In a world full of Christians, How you gonna help a Christian who's supposed to be left behind and you don't know their book? What you gonna say to them? How can you raise up a Muslim? Listen, Muslims got less patience than Christians, believe it or not.
Right.
They're not trying to hear none of that shit. You know what I mean? So how you gonna talk to a Muslim about coming up beyond Al-Quran and you never read Al-Quran, let alone be able to decode the Quran?
I think that the word, just the word, is where the confusion come in. It's just the word religion, because really to me, it's really not religion. It's really actual facts. Like, so a lot of that shit is actually real shit, like real quotes that we had in ancient Kemet. Like it's actually come from real shit. Even the Magdalene Conception, all that shit is come from ancient Kemet. Like, so it ain't. I think it's the word that people get scared of when you say religion.
That shit. Like, it's been. You mean to tell me it's been a word?
That's what it been the whole time. That's what I'm trying to. That's what I'm thinking. I'm figuring it out. The word, just the word religion. People scared. They afraid of that word. They're afraid of that word. We say religion. Oh shit.
Look.
I'm telling you, that's what it is, Faise.
Check this out. A nigga come at you swinging, and I'm in the crowd, and I'm like, protect yourself. And you like, nigga, I don't like that word protect. Nigga, protect your. I'm not fucking with that word. Protect myself. You try to keep me asleep. I'm the only protector. I don't like the word protector. You tell me, I'm protector. I'm the protector. I've been a protector. There were no P's back then. Nigga, protect yourself. You talking about defend myself? Because you talking about defend, brother. Initially, it would have been defend because we got to go deeper than that. It just depends. You go into the deep end of the nigga, protect yourself. Okay, defend yourself. No, I actually didn't want you to listen. Can you use the sign language, brother? Can you explain it to me in sign language? I need to know what you. Boom, 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 boom. That nigga get his ass whooped. I'm telling the nigga, protect yourself. Protect yourself from a fire whose fuel is people and stones. This fire been used before. You worried about whether or not the word is religion or deen or way of life or Tao? Come on now. If I say we need to clean this bitch up, would you rather me say we need to tidy it up? We got an inspection still, nigga. I don't have time for you to give me a vocabulary lesson on what the fuck words mean what. That's why he said get down to the etymology. Go to the origin. The information and light that exists as the beginning foundation. I even taught you etymology. When you say Edom, you're saying Adama, all right, which means the ground. And the study of the ground. So go into the ground of the word. Pick that up. All right, guess what? If you find out that Jesus take you back to Haru or Herat, then you shouldn't have no problem with somebody saying the name Jesus. If you say, well, the name in Arabic was Asa, well, guess what? How it translates in English is Jesus. You know what I'm saying? You can say Yeshua, you can say Jesus, you can say Asus, Elias, you can say Harris, Horu, Heret, whatever the fuck. And guess what people try to say? They say, well, if we use the original tones, it's stronger. Is it? So that means you believe in calling on a name. So listen, young elder, have I ever called on the name of young elder or did I pick up my phone and call you?
Yeah, pick up your phone.
I pick up my actual phone, don't I? So for somebody who doesn't believe in Jesus, they sure as hell believe in Herat or Heru.
Right.
As somebody that they can't see, but they can call on the tones of. So you mean to tell me Heru been here for as long as Heru been and he didn't see the language change? You mean to tell me God been here as long as God been here, the Nataru been here as long as they been here, and they didn't say, what the fuck them niggas doing with them letters? That was an N, nigga. There was no G. We was Metter, nigga. That wasn't. Did they ever say that? You mean to tell me these people been here that long and they don't know the language is switched? So because you get there and you're like, Jesus, open the door. I don't know no Jesus. Jesus, quit playing, nigga. They behind me. Open the door, nigga. They like me saying, hey, yo, Young, open the door. I don't know no Young. Elder, open the door. I don't know no elder. The young elder, open the door, nigga. Okay, you come.
God, yeah,
Get the fuck out of here, man. You can't tell me they stupid as we are. You can't. They can't be as stupid as we are. For them to be the Elohim, they can't be that stupid.
That's right.
So somewhere along the line, them niggas said they done dropped the J off this shit. What the fuck? And another nigga was like, they added a J onto this shit.
Yeah.
I know that that's still my name. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
Listen, you
right.
can say Omari, or however they say Omaria, whatever the fuck they say in Spanish. Have me the name. When I look at the shit, I'm like, okay, when he said Umar Amaru, I can be like, okay, you trying to say Omari? You know what I'm saying? You talking to me, right? You know what I mean? Because I can see the list and say that this is what the fuck the name that changed into. So my point is, for them to make it a word problem, all right? Interestingly enough, it's like that's how you actually have to solve some shit. They made it a word problem. All you have to do is solve the fucking problem then. Some of y'all spoke different languages, lived in different places on the planet Earth at different times. So look at it like this. Drake means dragon. Drake means dragon. It means Satan. It means a lot of shit. You understand? So when I say Shaitan, I'm saying Drake. Watch this. Rojo. Rojo mean red. You feel what I'm saying? But if somebody's asking you for a rojo item, all right, you're going to give them the fucking red item. Because you say red and they say rojo, you're going to sit there and say, I don't know a rojo. Rojo. I don't know a rojo. You know what I mean? So they know the language, is my point. They watching all these human beings. The spirit of prophecy, the spirit of speaking multiple tongues or speaking in tongues came from the beings who was able to receive the Holy Spirit. You mean to tell me the human beings can receive the Holy Spirit to be able to do all of these powers that the angels had the ability to do, and these angels have forgot all of a sudden? These messengers have forgot? We don't care what the fuck name you're calling. You don't even got our phone number. You can call the names out all you want to. Didn't you read the story? They say, didn't I heal many people in your name? And what he say? Nigga, listen, who the fuck is this?
We don't know you.
I never knew you. That don't sound like some everlasting spirit floating around this bitch. You never called us. We don't know you. They're like, you show up and say, Faise, I've been watching all your stuff. Da, 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 da. You know me. Listen, I don't know you. Do you follow me? Well, no, I don't follow you. Do you ever DM me? No, well, I don't DM me. Well, then how am I supposed to even know who you are? That's why we said make contact. So if I had to make contact,
phone home.
Exactly, ET phone home. They didn't say ET pray home. Then they get ET is an extraterrestrial, an angel. This is a major point, a good point. I'm about to run with this shit like it was my point. It was your elder point. You know what I mean?
I got it from you though. I heard that you said talk about it.
He was an extraterrestrial, came down into this bitch. And as soon as he able to find out what the hell these folks talking about, he said ET phone home. Firstly, he said ET home phone. That's the first thing he said. A lot of people forgot that. He said ET home phone. We're speaking about the telephone first. All right. Then he said phone home, which is the cell phone. All right. But he said ET phone home. Okay, he had to get into connect. That little white boy, Elliot, they had to build a device that actually was able to let out a tone that communicated with his family. Remember that? It's working, ET, it's working. That was a device. So all I'm saying is, it don't matter what names you calling, bro. Y'all got to get off that. Like, if we don't know you, we don't know you. And if you haven't ever made contact, bro, it's like all the other shit. Like, listen, in the movie Knowing, which I think maybe my favorite movie of all time. You see me mention the shit all the time, right? In the movie Knowing, they came through whispering to niggas and shit. They came through talking to niggas, say, hey, look, nigga, you one of us. He said, I want you, nigga, you one of us. Get up. They decided to go. They didn't have time to be trying to figure out, hey, do you call me Jesus? Do you call me Herod? Or do you call me? They don't give a fuck about none of that shit. We finna blow the planet. What are you talking about? Get your shoes. Matter of fact, leave the shoes. Come on, nigga. It's time to go. Here go a rabbit. All right, grab your friend. She can have a rabbit too. All right, we leave it. All right? And the father was standing right there. The father was trying to go. And he said, no, only those who heard the what? The call. You know what I mean? You got to actually get in contact with God. And if you don't know what that is, then you ain't going to. If they're not contacting you and you don't contact them, please don't expect no way up out of here. They know if they're supposed to reach out to you, they already started reaching out to you. Some of y'all having dreams and visions. Some of y'all having weird occurrences where it's like you waking up in a whole nother reality, and it's kind of like delusion that you're experiencing, like you kind of discombobulated, but then you have to remember that you're here. Yeah, they pulling you in and out, trying to show you different signs. Some of y'all experiencing it. Some of y'all, listen, let me tell you how you know. I'm talking directly to somebody. You've been out and about. You saw somebody standing somewhere. You looked at them. You did a double take, and they wasn't there. And it was weird. You saw it. This happened to me all the time. But you saw it, didn't you? Somebody in here. Don't act. Don't kick it. somebody in here that shit happened to. You're being watched. We called them the watchers for a reason. They're looking at everything. Somebody, a homeless person, walked up to you and had a message for you that seemed like it was talking directly into your life. And you didn't listen to your elders who told you, hey, look, be careful who you turn away. You could be turning away an angel. Angel mean messenger. You think it was ironic that they put the messenger in the movie They Cloned Tyrone as a homeless person called Frog, which was one of the spirits mentioned in Revelation? And he told them how to get out of Babylon. He was a homeless person. Nobody would listen to them. But he told them exactly what they needed to know. How did he know that? Because he was an angel. Sent there to do exactly that. You got to stop seeing angel as some eagle man, you know what I'm saying, with some type of robe all of a sudden. Okay? If they had robes, they had clothing. Are you with me? The Romans spoke about them. The ancient Egyptians spoke about them. Everybody spoke about them. If they were covered in clothing means something to them. The wings is talking about their ability to fly. Somebody asked about Rama earlier. I saw you. All right. He had the ability to fly too. Okay. As one of Vishnu's avatars. All right. Never forget what avatar means. As somebody who's able to descend into the earth plane. Okay. But he had flight. He had arrow technology. Literally flaming arrows that he was able to shoot. Weaponry. Okay. They talk about horns being blown. Okay. You pull up at somebody's house. You try to get their attention. All right. What you do? You blow the horn. All right, you about to crash into somebody, or somebody about to crash. What you do? You blow the horn, right? Horns is how you got people attention with vehicles. So they pull up and blow the trumpets or blow the horns. All right, you think I'm playing? Don't they put the little trumpet symbol on the horn of your car? You blow the horn. You're trying to get their attention. All right, this is what crafts do. This is what vehicles do. And some of y'all have heard the craft tones. Let me say how you know. A low rumbling sound. Okay, that sound like it's booming, but you see no lightning outside. There's no thunderstorm and none of that, but you just hear it. That's a craft passing through. You know what I mean? If you stop looking at it as some spirit and start realizing that these are people, maybe it'll make more sense to you. That's why I explain, yo, can you handle it? Could you be able to handle the fact that you may be not chosen? Could you handle that? That if it came down to that they said, yo, we're about to destroy this place. Okay, and you weren't of one of those people, but maybe your child is. Could you do what they did in that movie and just make sure that the child get up out? Now, this may not be for everybody. Only for certain people. My point is, if you caught up on the word, you already lost. That's why I can say God with no problem. That's why I have a testimony of Jesus Christ. I have a testimony. If you don't have that testimony, I don't know how to explain it to you. And if I can say I have a testimony of Jesus and I'm not a Christian, then you're going to have to figure out what the hell I'm saying to you then. You with me? Because I ain't never been nobody that was on some Jesus shit. Okay? Because I'm raised up in a whole different school of thought, as you call it. Right? But I have a testimony about Jesus. I can tell you that. I have a testimony about how Jesus literally picked me up when I was sick and thought I was dying. And I didn't volunteer to be picked up. That shit happened. Okay? So watch this. If this is a game, how you can't crack the Jesus code? How does that still offend you? How does Jesus still offend you? I just said the name 50 niggas and left. So I'm tired of this Jesus shit. Because you keep seeing
facts. Go ahead, Faise.
Because you keep seeing this Caucasoid. And that's why I have a teaching that's called racism turned people away from Christ. I said racism turns you away from Christ. Because you so upset about it being a Caucasoid image that you ain't listening to what the hell the message is. You know what I mean? Listen, what if it backfired? What if them trying to make the image as a white man backfire? Because you actually had to become white to correct your status. You had to put on your all white to be prepared for the wedding of the Lamb. All of those of you who are prepared. You understand? What if it backfired? You ever thought about that? What if you did have to come out of the darkness and they tried to finesse some shit, but then you realize by learning what their codes and colors really meant that you did have to become white. So Jesus would have been white. But you can't say Jesus is white to a group of melanin dominant people because they think you're talking about melanin recessive, which doesn't make sense. Why would Jesus or Yeshua have been melanin recessive in that day and time in that area? Geographically and historically, it does not add up. Okay, so we already got that out the way. If there was a man named Jesus, Yeshua, Elias, whoever, all right, then he would have been a melanin-dominant person. But racism turned people away from Christ. Or racism turned people away from El Mashiach, or the Messiah, El Mashiach. You understand? All I'm saying to you is, I'm not telling anybody to believe in anything. That's the last thing I would tell you to do. However, if I can tell you I have a testimony about Jesus, you might want to think about what I'm saying. You understand? Same way, right now, I still get on my forehead and prostrate. I'm not a Muslim. People ask me all the time, you a Muslim, you a Christian? I say, I can be. I can be. I could be a Muslim just as much as I can be a rapper, because I can rap, I can Muslim. You know what I'm saying? I can be a Christian just as much as I can be a cook. I can cook, I can Christian. You know what I mean? It's something to do. What is a Christian? A follower of Christ. You can't be a Christian without following Christ. You can stand there all day. You ain't no Christian. You got to follow Christ. You know what I'm saying? What is a Muslim? Someone who is willing to submit or be peaceful, whichever one you standing on. There's multiple meanings for the shit. All right? But if you're submitting to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, okay, submitting to that source, or working to become one of those who submit, or a believer, all right, or mu'minun wa mu'minati, the mu'minun wa mu'minati, okay, the believers, if you're working on that, okay, there's an action. All this is action. Submit is an action. You know what I'm saying? You have to do a thing. So yeah, I prostrate. I get on my knees and on my forehead, and I hit the ground, and I lay there. And it ain't always about prayer and speaking out, none of that. It's about just realizing that you're here. You understand? I observe and I absorb. Y'all understand? That's when I tell you, when we do our alignment, that'll be in alignment with the planetary alignment. Okay? A part of that alignment consists of prostration. If your knees ain't got dirty and your forehead ain't hit that ground in a long time, listen. All right? Hear me clearly. This might be your time to absorb that and observe that. How you got grounded and you forgot that you can ground your crown chakra. Ground the crown. Put your crown to the ground. See what happens. Same way I told you the science.
They mentioned that in Revelation 4, chapter 4.
Exactly. Revelation 4:4. Where they spoke about those who were receiving their crown. All right. And the white raiment, the 24 elders. All right. Those who had that white raiment and that crown. Okay. And you have to cast the crown down before the throne. This is
Damn, Faise. Thank you, Faise.
Oh, you know I'm on that.
Yeah, you just gave me some more stuff on it. You just gave me some more.
I'm one of them. I'm telling you, I even had that experience when I went over into the astral realm, and I still can't tell you what she looked like to this day. It was a dark-skinned woman sitting on a throne. Literally, y'all. I ain't making nothing up. Literally, there was a dark-skinned woman sitting on a throne, and there were a whole bunch of men in like appeared to be an oval around the throne. And I could say oval, but it was kind of rectangular too, but it was curved at the edges, all right, or the angles, right? There was a oval kind of rectangle shape around the throne on the floor. And there were ankhs attached to that oval with the womb of the ankh attached to it and the phallus of the ankh sticking out. And all of the men had their head or faces where the ankh was, or the opening of the ankh was. And they were bowing down. So I kept trying to see who it was that they were bowing down to, and I couldn't. And I was trying to approach the throne to get past the throne, because it was a like museum type setup behind it where guards were out there. And I wanted to get in there to see what they had in that museum. But every time I tried to approach the throne, my body kept leaning down. I was like, what the hell? So I back up to lean up. And then I tried to approach it again. I started doing this. Listen, you couldn't even pass through there without bowing down. I had to bow down. And then when I bowed down, I realized that the men were moving slowly around. So they had to bow down, go in a clockwise motion on their hands and knees while they were bowed down. They weren't allowed to behold whoever this woman was. And then after they got on the other side of her, they were able to get up and go into the museum. So, listen, I can tell you right now, I have no problem with casting down my crown. And I'm telling the brothers, listen, if the matriarch, which we're going to come on here and do, if the matriarch supposed to be coming, listen, y'all niggas ain't tired of running shit? I've been here 25 years. I'm motherfucking tired. If they want to run some shit, let them run it. What are y'all doing? You know what I mean? Listen, maybe they don't know. Maybe they don't know what this shit is. Let them have it. Let's try it out. Let the fuck out. What are y'all scared of? Let the women run some shit for change. God damn it. You know what I mean? You ever kick back and just let the woman take over the household for a second? You know what I mean? It's like there's a different type of peace that you're able to receive when you just let her do what they're supposed to do. Listen, I don't feel it. I don't know what this fear element is that niggas have, but I'm ready to see what they're going to do. I'm ready to see what the women will do when we just step back. But the reason why I won't step back yet, same reason why I told my mother when I was young, I was like 13, 14 years old. I said, Umi, I said, they're not going to give y'all the throne. You know what I mean? These niggas not gonna want to hand it over. I said, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna become famous. I was 14. I said, I'm gonna become famous. I said, I'm gonna take the throne from them, but I'm gonna hand it to y'all. I said, and then you'll see what I'm saying when we get there. But I told her a long time ago, I said, they're not gonna want to hand it over, but I'll hand it over. It's just fair, you know what I mean? But yeah, I don't have no problem. I have no problem casting down my crown, prostrating. All right, there's just certain keys that you can pick up on, okay? Because I have a lot of wisdom, and I always say, listen, if they want to challenge it, tell them to step forth. If they want to play the conscious, niggas want to play deep game, all right, come play. You know what I mean? Same thing I tell, like, they thought my dad lost it when he went over and became a Christian. They thought he lost it when he was talking about Jesus. I witnessed the power of Jesus through my dad, literally. You know what I'm saying? Not only just for me, saved my brother's life through the phone. You understand? So I'm telling you this, if an average motherfucker would have went over there and touched Christianity, they would have got lost probably. You understand? But my father never got lost. Don't let him fool you if you think.
Nah, so I told you, don't sleep on Bodie, nigga. Don't sleep on Bodie.
That's the worst mistake. What? Listen, let me put this on record.
He'll still crack your head. He'll still crack your head. But it's like where he is now. It's like that's what his power was at. That's what the power was at. And then he helped me. He helped me with that being right there. You know what I'm saying? Because I even thought Bodie was crazy at first. When he went to Christianity, I said, man, why Bodie doing this, being so advanced how he was? Like he one of the disciples, you know what I'm saying? The disciples. And I thought about it. When Bodie, then based on what Baba said in that book, it's a book he put out called The Life After Death. If you read that book, it might be called The Life After Death or something about after you die. It's a book where he going talking about Jesus and everything. And then, like I said, I got some Jesus testimony. I got a whole shitload of them.
Yeah.
When I'm thinking about it, the only God that ever came to help me out of all the gods that I didn't research was Jesus. Like I didn't call on Buddha. I didn't call on Allah. No offense to Allah and all them other names, but the only name that ever worked for me, or the energy that ever worked for me, was Jesus. Like it always worked. It never failed for me since I was a kid. Since my granddaddy taught me how to pray. So it's like when I was little, my granddad was a pastor, and both of my granddads. My mom's dad was a pastor of a church, and my dad's dad was a pastor of a church. So that's how my mom and dad met. So I come up like I've been a Christian. Like that's how I come up. But like that energy worked for me.
Yeah,
and it still do today. Like even though that's why I did the tape called "Why We Still Use the Name Jesus." You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So like some people like what Faise saying, man. Some people might talk shit, but I'm telling you, like the energy, because they don't understand that the name that's energy. That's Jesus energy, and energy. Even if it might started out bad, it can be altered. It can be changed.
Yeah,
and it changed. That energy been changed for good because the people that been utilizing that energy is all their intentions were good. Their intentions were good. When somebody said you be healed in the name of Jesus or you be blessed, they all got good intentions. Yeah. So over time, even if it started out bad, it's good now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those same types of people will be nervous in the church.
Yeah.
All I'm saying is if you're really conscious, let me tell you what conscious or advancement really is.
Yeah.
If you say you're a conscious person and you here to lift people up, like I said earlier, and you don't know their books, I don't take you serious by default.
Yeah.
Stop trying to play like you're one of us, right? Because you can't teach nobody anything without understanding their language. So being advanced is knowing the Bible. Being advanced is being like how you said Revelation 4:4, and I was able to quote what you're talking about.
Yeah.
That's advancement. Because somebody might be able to do that in a certain type of circle of pastors or reverends, and you there, and somebody who don't know the Bible is there, they don't know what the hell conversation being had. Right. So in a country that's built off of Christianity, how the fuck you gonna tell me you know what's going on?
Right.
And you ain't read the Bible.
Yep.
When everything from the Illuminati card games and all of that is in the Bible.
That's right.
You ain't read it.
Masonry, everything.
You didn't know what happened with the 19 situation. Well, you know what I mean? The crown situation, crown syndrome. But that's the whole Quran.
Yeah.
The situation itself was reflected as the Quran, as a secret code. So who are they raising up? No, they're raising up the roof of their mouth and letting sounds out. You know what I mean? You have to actually be it. And that's not to say that I can recite the whole Bible or recite the whole Quran, even though you got people who could do that. Okay, it's to say that I'm very well versed in both. Yeah. So that when I come to people religiously, okay, to speak to them from, I don't have to offend them. Right. How far do you think you're gonna get by offending people talking about you want them to come on your boat? You want them to join your campaign, right? But you constantly start off with offensive things. So, not saying that nobody's ever going to be offended. But my point is this: I want to put this on record. If there was anybody other than myself who could, not to say that we even care to, but who could do exactly what Dr. Malachi Z. York did, or beyond it, because he spoke about that also, it would be Fred Bodie. If anybody could create another language or you revitalize a language, speak multiple languages, all right, break down the whole Bible, break down the whole Quran, go through all of the teachings, scripture by scripture by scripture by scripture. Listen, if anybody could do it, it would be him. Man. You got to be out your silly rabbit ass mind to think that because he went over to Christianity, he lost that ability.
Nah, Bodie still got it.
Over there because the whole of you couldn't do it. Dr. Malachi Z. York said, literally, to a class full of people, my mother was there because she had an issue riding. We was on the way to the land, and my stepfather, who I call my Uber out of respect because he did raise me. All right, so I don't even like to say stepfather. My Uber was there, and he had an issue with Jesus playing on the radio. It was a gospel song, right? I think it was something about the name Jesus, something like that. Okay, he kept turning it down. My homie kept turning this shit up. I said, "What touch my radio? What the fuck is wrong with you?" Yeah, he's like, "What you talking about this Jesus stuff? We beyond this Jesus stuff." That the same thing. All y'all be saying. Yeah. And when we got to the land, the song was playing, either that same song or another song that was saying something about the name Jesus. Right in the class, Malachi York said this, and he said it to my Umi, but he never literally spoke to her. He was saying it in her direction by looking at her. He said, if you were around somebody, he said, anybody that don't like to hear the name Jesus, get away from him.
I heard that tape before.
Oh, you heard the tape? I never heard the tape.
Yeah, I heard that tape.
My mom was in that class. If you can find it, please send me that tape. Matter of fact.
Yeah, I'm going to find that. But I was sent it on the tape. He said, you can't say the name Jesus, get the heck around.
A lot of the Ansars, if y'all have these tapes and links and stuff like that, find a way to get them to me because there's a lot of classes that I don't have. You understand? Because they never were posted or they take it down or whatever. But
I know an old head that got every tape on
I need them.
And he in Atlanta too. He in Atlanta. Yeah, I'm gonna call him tomorrow. Hey, he in Atlanta.
We're gonna figure it out. I need them because there's a lot of stuff that was. My mother was in that class. My Umi was in that class. He said if they don't like to hear the name Jesus,
the Bible never even put out on the internet.
He said if they don't like to hear the name Jesus, get away from him. You with me? So that translates because look at this whole community of people who don't like to hear the name, and look at their works. Look what they've been doing. A lot of these people who don't like to hear the name Jesus, they're demonic.
That's right.
Now, it's one thing to not want to utter the tone. I'm not saying you got to utter it. It ain't like that's how you get in the party. Right. But how you demonic too? How you Amber-like too when you don't like the name Jesus? It lines up. I don't have no problem with it.
Yeah, me neither.
I don't have no problem with it. I don't have no problem with any of these things that have been brought forth. All right, to raise people up. All I would say, the last words I could say is because we're in that time period where the dragon has already been exposed, the order of the six has already been exposed. Okay, the woman already came forth with that child to show you, look, this is a miracle. A sign is what I mean that appeared in the heavens up there with them stars and celebrities. Okay, Michael already won. The nigga named Mike appeared in the music video. Okay, here's the question. Are y'all going to come out of her? Are you ready to come out of her? We've already stopped eating the meat, and we didn't do it for no TV show. You know what I mean? It took me a long time for me to get with. I couldn't get with the vegan program at all because they became the vegan Nazis and shit. They want to gangbang on people for not eating. I couldn't get with that because that's going to go against the order. That ain't even what Dr. Sabi did this shit for. You know what I'm saying? Not that he's the only one, because a lot of people forget Malachi York, the living soul chapter out of the Holy Tablets. How you hear niggas talking about uric acid and all this other stuff now? That's right here in his book. He was teaching all of that.
Yeah.
Science of healing, the breath book, the mind book. People forget about him. But Dr. Sebi didn't forget about him. Sebi didn't forget about him. He named him.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And paid homage to him. So we stopped eating meat. You know what I'm saying? Eventually, listen, we did the semen retention thing. Eventually, y'all got to be ready to put down all that shit. You got to be ready. Because how are we going to be aiders of the light? I was just reading Disagreeableness, the chapter Disagreeableness, and he mentioned the word aiders of Elion, Elion, El. I said, right there, Pop. Because I told people this is a year of orators.
Ansars.
Or aider, exactly, the Ansaru, okay, or the helpers of Nur. So we had Ansarullah. I said, you're going to be aiders of Nur, the light.
Mm-hmm.
The word or also means light. So we say a speaker or an orator, raise your voice, lift every voice, and sing. You know what I'm saying? This is a command talking about what happens on Mount Zion, where the 144,000 was singing a song as if it were a new song. You understand? And it's all about the color blue as we approach that very important time period that people should be able to figure out by now, because I keep showing them when the blue light is coming. I keep giving them the hints. I said, look, don't you see how I put the number 2024 as 20 was green and then 24 was blue? People say, when the summer solstice, when was the, what do you call it? I just slipped up and told you the shit. When was the blue light coming? I said, okay, you don't get it? How many months in a year? Niggas say it's 12 months in a year. Okay, what's half of 12? 6. Okay, what's the 2024 being half green, half blue for? And you still want to know what I'm bringing in the blue light? I just told you, by the way. If you missed it, I don't understand it. If you missed that, I literally slipped up, then I don't get it. But we have to be in tune, literally in tune by that time.
Right.
You're going to be producing these sounds starting off by this planetary alignment. When you come out with that, there's going to be a certain type of tone that you're all going to be producing, what they call a harmonic convergence. This isn't going to be for nothing. All I can say is, the same way I say, make me a truth teller, walk with me and find out what this is about. Walk with me and find out why I made so much noise about Malachi to the point where niggas is finally stepping on his behalf. And that's all we wanted to happen. That's all we was asking for. Help us. You know what I mean? This is going to help you and your children. Why wouldn't you help us? You're going to see what all this is about. Keep walking. And if it wasn't for you, you'll find out. You'll know.
Right. We got to get up out of here, man, because I'm already.
Yeah.
But the spirit moving though, so yeah, we just let it roll. You know what I'm saying? Let it go, let it flow like the water, baby. Yeah, man. Hey, y'all, go check out that in the links, man. We got the letter to Sexy Red, and we got the Drake the Dragon video already out. So you want to check those out. That connects with this tape right here. Now I know we went in and on a whole bunch of stuff, but you know. People was expecting us to go ahead dagger these people, but we ain't into that. We ain't into really daggering people. We just into putting out the sword. Yeah, we putting out the sword, but we ain't into daggering people. But this right here was a good one. You dropped a lot of Jews. I'm gonna try to cut some of these Jews into shorts. That you dropped on here, especially that one about they laid their crown down there. I ain't thinking about the crown chakra. When they were saying that. Yeah, I was like, oh yeah, that's some hot. That's
crown to the ground. Malachi, listen, he put it right here. In the Holy Tablets. It's in the Holy Tablets book. I know you probably can't see the shit, but it's in the Holy Tablets book where he was explaining the secret of prostration and the sign on the forehead being the mark of God, or the seal of the Father. It came from prostration. Like he gave y'all everything y'all needed to know in the book. Yeah. All you had to do was read it. You know what I'm saying? People could understand everything that's happening up to now and even beyond now.
Right.
So look, before we get up out of here, I appreciate everybody. Make sure y'all get the books. Right, you see where it says Faise One Cash App, Play for Change. Get the book, send a donation, send your email. All right, it's 10 books. It will be 11 soon. Make sure y'all get the books, support the books, and make sure you support the fundraiser because we only got about another month. Okay, and let's just see what we can get up as much as we can. All right, leading up to that month, and you already know what I'm gonna do with it because you've been seeing what I've been doing already. So it's gonna be more of what I'm already doing, just amplified. You know what I mean? More music videos, more music, more songs. More teachings, more promotions, whatever the hell we got to do with the funds that we raising. All right. And then we keep pushing this shit out. And then go study this shit. Like he put the links there. Go study Letter to the Little Baby. Go study Letter to Sexy Red. And here's what I want y'all to do. I want you to pay attention to the comments. Okay. I want you to pay attention to how people are responding in our communities to Letter to Sexy Red and Letter to the Baby. I want you to really understand that this is reaching people. I'm reaching where they said we couldn't go.
Fire.
The same people that they said won't listen, they're listening to me.
Right.
So yeah, that's simple as way we can go about it. Let's help Faise One. Let's support them because we can, and let's take this to the next level. And I appreciate you, Brother Young Elder, for allowing us.
Hey man, I appreciate you for coming on. Hey, like I said, if we help each other, we all come up. Everybody come up. You know, I'm telling you.
It's simple to me.
Yeah, that's simple. It's simple mathematics. I'm with Michael. That's all I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? I'm with Michael. I already know what side I'm on. I ain't got to sit in the debate. I know what side I'm on. All right, so we out of here, man. Look, hey, shalom alaikum, assalamu alaikum, hotel. You know what I'm saying? Peace be unto you, to you all. Divine love throughout the boundless universe. I should. Wadu.
Wadu.
Let's see if we go.